Hold on a second.
Oh, no.
I know ahead of time that I did not pause everything, but they might have all been paused by default. Oh, this one's aired. Okay, so we're actually good.
Oh, all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday's number one show. My name's Ultra David.
I am James Chet. How's everybody going?
Anyway, we got some topics to talk about. Here we go. They're up here, I assume. Can't currently see them. There they are.
There they are.
We're going to talk about Mortal Kombat 11 and it's week one and kind of, I don't know, how to go. What do you think? We've been playing the video game.
What do you think about the characters so far, etc., etc.?
Etc., etc. Lots of tournaments happened. We'll get to those. We'll talk about some news out of Echo Fox. We'll talk about whatever that is up there on the top left.
I mean, that's about accurate spelling as
Correct.
accurate to imagery. So
correct. And then some other sorted news. So let's begin by, as we said, talking about MK the 11th. We've been playing it.
Yes.
What are your initial week one impressions?
It's a weird, like, kind of dual kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Because, like, it feels like to me a lot of very similar situations to a lot of other fighting games where I just think the gameplay is great.
Yes.
I love the game. I'm having so much fun with the game. Everything around the game is not working out.
Okay.
And it's frustrating because I had a lot of faith in NRS, and I really believed that they were going to knock it out of the park like they did with Injustice and everything like that, but it just hasn't been the case necessarily. But again, the gameplay's fantastic, right? So as a fighting game fan, you're happy. You're having a good time. The game is fun to play. It's been really great learning a lot of things. So, you know, I've been enjoying the game a lot. I have a lot of thoughts on characters, on how the game plays and the systems and all that stuff like that. I just wish that they had a lot of the other stuff that was, you know, handled better. That's all. So
yeah, I think that's fair enough. I don't think that it's not like a Street Fighter V Marvel Infinite launch.
No.
It's not, or MKX even, which had a bunch of problems when it launched.
Uh-huh.
It's not that, but it's also not spotless, right? There are some substantial issues with, especially the various versions not being patched or taking too long to get patches.
I don't even mean stuff like that, too.
Okay.
I even mean just like, you know, a lot of people have been complaining about the difficulty of the Tower of Time and stuff like this. Like, I'm playing on, like, I've been running through the crypt.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I've been running through the crypt, and I can't open anything. I can't do anything because playing online doesn't give you hearts, doesn't give you souls. Like, that makes no sense. Like, the whole time I've been arguing is that things, when you play online, should give you rewards for other things in the game, and they had it set up perfectly for that, and it doesn't happen, and you got to go to the towers, which were bad until just now, which I heard made it better and stuff like that. So it's just a lot of questionable kind of things that they've done with the one-player content, which I thought was gonna, like I said, based off of Injustice, I thought like I was just like chomping at the bit.
I mean,
for
even MKX. It had a bunch of issues, but they weren't with the single-player content. They were more with one of the versions was terrible, one of the PC was awful, the online was bad, like that stuff. But the single-player stuff was great.
Right.
This time there were some problems. That's true. I've now tried the towers just to see what everybody was talking about. Yeah, they were a little wild. I haven't played that since the patch, but they were a little wild.
Well, that unerrored itself.
Oh, that's kind of wild.
I didn't know Twitch did that.
I didn't know
for
it could
you.
do that either. Yeah, but so today or last couple of days, depending on which system you play on, they had a patch. We'll get to more of the substantive details, but it did fix, I think, like the majority of those problems.
Yeah.
So.
One of the toughest part about it, though, is that, you know, because everybody out there is just looking for things to hate on, thinking things to get mad about because they just... The louder people are always the people that want to hate on everything, you know. It just opened up the door for now all these people like, I'm not going to play this because blah, blah, blah.
I actually haven't seen very much of that.
Oh,
Have
really?
you seen that?
Yeah. I've actually been seeing people like, oh, this game, the one-player content, they don't give me anything. Like, this is stupid. It takes too long to get anything. I tried to use this augment, and it was a one-time use, but it's still impossible. I'm not going to play this game. I mean, there's other issues, actually, we should probably add to the notes here.
My biggest issue with it is that the game needs to be online. It needs to be constantly online. I really hope that they change that because that's a logistical challenge for a lot of people. First of all, not every time you get a chance to play the game are you going to be online. I am hoping to have the game on Switch. I don't have it downloaded yet, but I'm hoping to get it. And I don't want to always be on the internet. Like, I can't be.
Right.
I'm on the Switch. Like,
exactly.
I can't walk around town with always having Wi-Fi. I don't live in a country that's like that, unfortunately. So that would
very few
suck.
people do
Not
live in
many
a
people
country
do.
like that.
So that really sucks. It's also a big hassle for tournament organizers who need to make sure that all of the setups are constantly online, and that affects how much bandwidth
was that
you have.
changed in the last patch? So Ebonic Plague is asking in the chat that he thought
Was that fixed? Oh, dang, I didn't hear about that as
Oh,
being one of
that's
the patch
good.
things.
That's
Dang,
good.
that is super cool. All right,
Yeah,
thank you for
because
letting
that
me
was
know.
one of the biggest issues, right?
I thought that was a
Yeah,
big problem.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that's great to hear. That's great to hear that. Cool.
Well, that's perfect then. Because especially on the Switch.
Yeah.
Especially, it's a portable system,
Yeah.
and you've got to expect people running around it. And yeah, and actually what Space Jam says is perfect too, is that NRS, the best thing about it is they've been responding to everything quickly.
Yes.
It's like, oh, Tower of Time is too difficult, and they're like, okay, let's fix this. You know, like they're addressing everything right away, and it seems really, really good. So
it'd be nice if that was happening without putting people through major crunch time, but it seems like that's not how they do things.
I know.
And in any case, it is good for the players.
Wow, that is a username right there. Jesus and Marion Berry Chain. I definitely talked a little bit about the variations last week, so I already kind of talked about what I didn't like about that. But, you know, even there, they've said that they're planning to address it at some point in time, so we'll see what happens. So I'm not going to...
I also played the PC version earlier today, and it was up to date. Yeah, it had the character patch. It felt good. Yeah. It had the Tower of Time issue.
Getting one heart for fatality, I think, is like the worst idea that they possibly could have given. So, because now that just encourages everybody online to fatality.
Yeah, every match takes 20 seconds longer.
Yeah, exactly, which is kind of annoying.
So you, it's funny because
I didn't know Shadowplay 69 was MQS this whole entire time. I've definitely seen that name a whole bunch of. So he was at the Goodwill thing this weekend. I met him. He was on Gfinity and everything, and we were doing commentary for Tetris. And yeah, we will talk about the fighting game community being very bad at Tetris.
All right.
Oh God,
so,
it's still.
I love the game. I think it's hard. It's hard to not talk about the negative stuff up first. Even us who definitely love the game. It's just kind of what your mind goes to, which is unfortunate. Right. But with the exception of the things that we've discussed, I am basically head over heels for this game.
Yeah,
I think it's the most that I've enjoyed a new game in a long time. As much as I have enjoyed recent new games, I really liked BB Tag. I really like Caliber. This game is definitely the most fun and most engaged I've been in a new game in a long time.
Says the Garrus Baraka player.
Not Garrus anymore. I'm out of there. I have
jumped ship. Really? Oh, really?
Ship.
Okay. So Baraka is your main
Baraka
now.
and Cetrion are my characters.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Ship. The game is... So I've beaten the story mode now. Last week when we were talking about it, I hadn't beaten it yet. I loved it. I won't get into spoilers, but I really enjoyed it. Some of the little jokes that were in there were great. I mean, look, it's a video game story, and it's not going to win a Pulitzer or whatever, but I thought it was good. I thought it was very good. And especially great as a fighting game story, because the bar is fighting not high. It's not a high one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not much.
This is why Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat movie, is considered a great movie because the bar is not very high for video game movies. We'll get to that in a little bit as well.
That's for sure. So. Is this my favorite NRS game? I don't want to get into something like that right off the bat. The game is a week old. You never know what you're going to find, right? You're never going to know what's going to change. Too much up in the air for that.
Right.
However, it certainly could be. Yeah. But in general, my trend is I liked Injustice 1 more than MK9, and I liked MKX more than Injustice 1, and so forth. So that's been my general trend personally. Okay. I love it. I'm super excited, very happy about it. It's also been great for me to hear from other people who have not been playing NRS games like that. I talk with people who are Street Fighter players and Marvel players and Tekken and Soul Calibur players and anime game players. I've been getting all these DMs from people who are just like, hey, I don't know much about MK, but I really like it. Point me in the right direction.
Okay.
Several dozen, or half a dozen people now at this point have done that. And that's super cool.
Okay.
That's super cool. I've seen people post on Twitter about the same kind of thing. Man.
You're gushing.
Thumbs up.
You're gushing. Yeah, I mean, the game is... It's interesting. It is. I feel like this one in particular is more Tekken-like than previous MK, because I feel like they've really taken a lot of cues from Tekken with the way that the highs and the mids and the lows work. Well, that's not even necessarily true, because there's so many safe on lows stuff that's safe on block.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like that, but they have kind of differentiated more between highs and mids than in previous games.
Highs and mids is
with the exception of maybe like the potential top tiers who seem good at that still.
Right.
Everybody else seems like they've really made a difference between what a high does. A high is maybe bigger range, or it's plus on block, or it's safer, or whatever it is. Whereas a mid serves a different function.
Right.
I really like that. Again, not every character is that way, but it does seem like they're going towards that direction.
Yeah,
they're super cool.
They're definitely universalizing a lot of those concepts, and things that are really fortunate to be safe at the very end of block strings oftentimes give you enough window to flawless block in the middle of them. And they've kind of gone that route where previous NRS games, a lot of times it just felt like they're like, hey, animate a bunch of strings.
Right.
We'll figure out frame data later.
Right.
But in this one, not only did it feel like they worked it out, which is why when I went through the tutorials and they were talking about like this string is good for frame trapping and this one is like, it really felt like they were thinking about it, and I really liked that. And not only that, but they've also boiled all the strings down. Like there's not just 700 strings for no reason.
Yep.
And they all feel like they serve a purpose. So one of the things that I've been doing is I've been intentionally trying to learn multiple characters instead of doing what I've done in other fighting games where I just like, Killick, King, here, I'm just learning these characters. And then you get stuck in them, and then you don't want to switch away from them and everything. So I played Johnny Cage the first day. I played Kung Lao the second day because I'm just trying to vary it. But also because I really feel like it doesn't take as much work to learn the characters as it does for a lot of the other games. Like Tekken and Soul Calibur, I feel like you need to it's like freaking novels. Like you just need a college course to learn half of those characters. Mortal Kombat, I feel like the characters and the concepts are boiled down enough that it's easier to switch between characters and apply the basics and then learn the cool, unique stuff about the characters, around that. So
I do think that it's less complicated than Calibur. I haven't played Tekken enough to
know.
I do think it's less complicated than Soul Calibur, but that said, I do think it's more complicated than many other games to learn
It's more complicated than, say, Street Fighter, right?
It's more complicated than Street Fighter, yeah.
But honestly, like, Tekken, I still think is the most complicated game of all of them, right? More complicated than Calibur, because that game takes so much work.
I just don't know.
I mean, like, Guilty Gear is more complicated than that, right? I think even BB Tag is a little more complicated than that.
BB Tag due to teams.
Yeah, exactly. So I do think that Combat actually skews on the more easier side to learn multiple characters than because a lot of them, like I said, they universalize a back three for most characters is a low. I know there's a few of them that aren't that way, but like back four is going to be a sweep. Your anti-air is going to be down 2 your generic anti-air is going to be down 2. The concepts between whether you want to finish chains or not is all in there and everything like that. A lot of the basics, down 1 for almost every character serves the same purpose. You know what I mean? So a lot of the stuff that you can take between characters and learn. So when I'm using Kung Lao, I can down 1 people and then attack just like I could with Johnny Cage. So
that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I
Tetris.
I really love the defensive mechanics, which are explored like 5%.
Yeah, dude.
That is in my expectation, the biggest point of development for the game is going to be on the defensive side.
Flawless
especially
blocking,
for this scene, which historically has not had games with defensive options. That hasn't been the case very often. It's like, when do you spend Breaker? Or when do you spend Clash? But that's like the only decision to be made defensively in most of these. Whereas this one has flawless blocking, it has wake up rolls, it has wake up 2, and it has wake up 3. I think there's a lot of different stuff. And that is, I think, going to be a long-term development. I don't think that we have any idea about what the final game is going to look like, even if they don't change anything about it, because we have to figure out flawless blocking and defensive mechanics. It's going to be hard.
Flawless blocking actually terrifies me. I think that's the mechanic that terrifies me the most, because you've already been putting out option selects in there, and I would be sad if this game turned into option select the game.
Unavoidable.
But that's
to some degree
but,
unavoidable.
I mean, it's unavoidable thanks to the overall concept of parries. That's why Third Strike is the option select the game too. Is like parry,
especially
parry,
in
parry,
that,
parry,
you know,
parry.
it's, yeah.
I mean, Mortal Kombat's not hugely different because your option select is literally blocking, and if you're wrong, you block, right?
Yeah. No.
So you know, that's why it scares me. Like, I feel like once people start getting so good at flawless blocking, although the window is small.
It is small.
It's only 3 frames. Even if you know, like, if you're a flawless blocker, they made sure that they're like, look, if you're flawless blocking this, you are good at what you're doing and stuff like that, right? So, but if it gets to the point where the top players are really good at flawless blocking, that is going to be a huge barrier for people on the come up, right?
Yeah,
and not only that, but is it going to make it so that the game people are scared to hit buttons and then you just have the situation where no one's doing anything?
I definitely think so. Yes, my expectation is that it's going to be a more cautious game. 100%, I think that's true. Mm-hmm. And that's part of why, in this conversation we're all having now as to whether it should be 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5.
Right.
That's part of why I don't want to jump into 3 out of 5 because once you do, you can't go back.
Right.
And I want to. We'll talk about the tournament results, but there were some blitzings. Okay, there were some absolute minute-long matches of just absolute destruction. I don't think that the game is going to look like that once we've all figured it out, and that's part of why I think as well that command grabs are going to be very strong because that is a way to just beat flawless blocking. And I think that's probably something that they expected. No command grab, but does very much damage. They're all like 100 damage, 150 damage.
Oh, okay.
I feel like they probably expected that.
Right. There's more mental damage in command grabs.
I mean, they're very useful. Very useful. Just they're not damaging.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that it's going to be less of a swing-heavy game. I'm all for that. For that. I think that sounds super cool. That's the kind of style that I would love to play. I think that sounds really cool.
I do. I mean, some people in the chat are talking about fatal blows. I think it would be cool if every time you did a fatal blow, you would lose a chunk of your attack bar, kind of like the chip damage thing. And then the next time you try it, you lose it again, and then you can't do it anymore for that round. You know, something like that. I think fatal blow. You know what? The thing about it is, honestly, I have the same gripe with fatal blows in this game that I do with the supers in Soul Calibur, with the rage arts in Tekken. One button supers should not exist.
Yeah.
This just never should be a thing in fighting games.
Yeah.
Like, I just hate it. I hate it. That's why custom combos are broken in every fighting game that has custom combos. As soon as you make it so that you have no joystick motion to associate with supers, it is the worst thing ever. No, I just mean no motions, dude, brother Jack. I just mean like if there's no motion with it, it's terrible idea, especially if you give it armor, invincibility, or any of that stuff. I mean, that's how it is in every one of these games, right? Like Tekken's got armor on a lot of them and stuff. It's like, stop it. It's the Michael Jordan gift. Stop it.
So I was a little concerned about fatal blows before the game came out, and then after having played it a lot, I'm not that concerned anymore.
They're more punishable.
They are definitely punishable now. Almost all of them are punishable by almost all the characters. The only exceptions are like Geras does his from 2/3 screen.
Right.
Like that's just a few exceptions.
That one's silly.
Although Baraka Ford 4 gets right in there.
But Geras is just silly.
Yeah, he's got a
someone
he probably won't survive.
Someone was like blah 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 Geras and I was like, look, Geras is in a whole conversation all of his own. Okay, he's got a whole nother conversation.
So I'm not as concerned about them because the fact that they're just once a game means that they have to be used sparingly. Maybe you mash on it in the first round, and if you get the hit, that's fine. But then you have at least one round where you don't have to contend with them.
Again, it's not even that. For me, it's just that I just don't like having such a powerful option as an easy way to react to anything. Like, I get it. If you call out a Kung Lao teleport, you can super it. Weirdly enough, I've beaten supers with that, and they just did it too late, right? Yeah. But that shouldn't even be a consideration. Like, in my opinion, I don't think, like I said, I've had the same gripe in Soul Calibur and Tekken. Yeah. Like, I hate that stuff. Like,
it doesn't seem like it's like a should conversation that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just, if you're going to do that, I figure you should make them weaker. That's just how I believe it. So, yeah.
I'm all right with it. So, I
mean, again, I've believed that since Alpha 3. Alpha 3, I've always said the way that I would fix it is that I would add joystick motions to custom combo activations. Because, I mean, it ruins the entire jump game in Alpha 3. Like, Street Fighter is based around finding ways to sneak jumps in.
I mean, you have
stuff.
to change more than that about those things.
See, that's the thing, is if you made it so you did quarter circle back and the buttons, like twice, 2 quarter circle back and then the buttons, I don't think you need to change anything. I think that nerfs them significantly enough.
I mean, you shouldn't do infinites.
Well, okay, but that's not a custom combo problem. That's a game engine problem.
Yeah, all right.
That's
anyway,
a game engine problem. Yeah.
So, yeah, so as far as the other game engine stuff goes, I really like it. I feel that it's super interactive. As a player, there's very few situations where you don't have some action going on and some sort of decision to be made.
Right.
And there are situations where there's a ton of damage. Like I already saw a Baraka situation where he gets a combo, there's one more mix-up, and he kills you. Like that's plausible, but that requires having set things up with crushing blows previously. Like that goes into that, right? In the sort of calculations as to whether that's possible. So as the person defending, you have already had to have made the bad decisions that set up the crushing blows.
I mean, that's fighting game 101. A lot of times people complain about the thing that's not actually the problem.
Like it's not as if you're just getting hit and then you die after the next hit. You've already made the errors.
Right.
So it's not one error, it's the 3 that happened previously. I think that's super cool.
I mean, the only thing is that, I mean, again, Garrus is just another conversation, but like characters that usually do that much damage usually come with other weaknesses.
Yeah.
And Baraka and Garrus don't come with them. So, that's like, if it was a Zangief type character who was designed to struggle to get in and then that's how he killed you, sure. But then a character like Kung Lao, like, I don't know, I haven't found anything that I can do more than 350 damage, right? For example. But, a lot of his stuff isn't safe. Not saying he's bad, saying he's fine character, but he's got a lot of unsafe stuff. There's no command throw. His teleport is very called out and stuff like that. And if that was the case, he should be the one that has like the 400, 500 damage, right? So, but yeah.
Well, is there anything else to say about game engine stuff, or do you want to talk about the characters?
Game engine stuff, again, like I said, I like the way that the game is playing out right now. Sure. I feel like it is probably very clearly one of the most carefully crafted fighting games. You know what I mean? Like I said, based off of the fact that they're saying a lot of the stuff about, this is a frame trap and blah, blah, blah. And the other thing that I really like about the game is that it is kind of, to me right now, one of the prime examples of the ease of entry games without reducing the skill ceiling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like the fact that there's still a lot of hard things to do. A lot of the juggle combos require very specific timing. It's not just like perfect timing. Like you launch him and then like do this move right away. Like Johnny Cage, if I launch him off of the nut punch amplify and I do towards 4 into nut punch, that does not guarantee. The nut punch is going to miss a lot of times. I have to delay the towards 4 ever so slightly. There's a lot of little things like that make it harder to do combos. Punishes, I was even explaining on Twitter today, it's not like Street Fighter where you can just mash strong and you hit it and then you can continue it, or Tekken, which has like, I don't know how much frames they have of input buffer, but there's like gigantic. So, and if you double tap a lot of buttons, you can't get the string. So if you want to do 1, 2 into something, you can't mash 1 and then see it and then hit the 2 because it kills your chain, right? There's a lot of good skill stuff left in the game, and I really, really like that. I think they did a great job. And like I said, I feel like a part of that is the ability to switch between characters a little bit easier. I feel like they did a lot of things that really made the game very approachable, but at the same time, still very rewarding because the flawless blocking is good. Like you mentioned in a tweet before that the dash blocking takes more skill than just regular walk blocking and stuff like that. There's a lot of really good things about the game that make it so that you still have that ability to feel like a badass when you land things. Unfortunately, hitting fatal blows with one button is one of them, so I get it. I hate it, but that's just the way it works. But, it's not delaying the nut punch. It's delay, because you can't delay cancels in this game. There's no such thing as a delay cancel. It's delaying the towards 4. And it's if you delay it too much, obviously they drop. So it's I like it. I like the way that the game plays right now a lot. So.
Yeah, me too. Just to address the tournament variations, There are some that I think are curious. I don't really know what else to say about them. I mean, they don't seem very good, but ones like the Kano damage over time, Molotov cocktail one, I don't know what to do with that. It's just strange.
Dude, Johnny's
why would they put that together?
Shades are baffling.
Yeah, so there are some that are just, I don't know what to do about them. But every character, it seems, has at least one variation that seems like the one to go to. Like, why does Kotal have the one totem and then the cats?
Right, instead of having an all totem variation.
Oh, they're totems.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just really don't know.
Yeah.
So there's some of those I think that I would like to see added to, but they've already said that they're gonna do that.
I mean, it's the funniest thing is you go into the customization menu and there's a menu of like 8 things that you can equip, right? There's not 100, 200 gems. I just don't see why it would be bad just to let you just select them in the character select screen. You know, just go there, change the variation. Blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
Even in tournaments, that's not even going to add 10 seconds.
I agree. I think their concern is more about the competitive side of things.
The balance.
The balance. Than the practicality of it. That's my understanding.
For sure. I mean, I agree with that because once you start opening up that can of worms, the game gets crazy. Yeah. But even if you do add that option, I'm sure NRS would also be smart enough to make it so that even after the thing is selected, you would on the versus screen you would see their moves.
Oh man, I hope so. I already want that because I've already played online. I don't know every variation in the game. Yet,
right?
I just don't know yet.
And people are naming them weird things.
Yeah. Like I've put all the tournament variations on myself, but I haven't changed the names of them because I don't know. Maybe I should for to help other people out.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that's what I've been doing. So that's why I've been like, I'm using Lotus Fist. I'm using Shock Jock. You know, like
maybe I should do that. But for now, I'm just calling it like the command grab variation or the damage over time variation, like I just did with Kano, right? 'Cause I just don't know.
Right, yeah.
And I've commentated the game now. I did a little online thing, and that was what I was saying the whole time. Like, this is command grab Garrus versus... I don't remember what I called the other one for Garrus. It's just because I don't know yet.
Right,
I don't know yet. So that stuff is a little confusing. But as far as the sort of competitive balance of it, I actually don't think that it's that far off. Obviously, there probably should be some fixes here and there, but I think as a first attempt goes,
but then
maybe the best job that they've done, it's up there.
But for sure, I think where you were going was that you want the variations on the screen.
Yes,
in the
verses. I do. I just want to know the moves. For sure. In fact, I played online against people now, and I started to notice that you can press 2, triangle on PlayStation, and it'll show the moves. It'll show like how you do the moves for your character.
Where?
Just press the 2 button, and it'll show
during
up.
What section?
Oh, during the when you're picking characters.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I've played against other people who just put it up there and then leave it up there for like 5 seconds, and so I've started doing the same now.
Oh,
just to be like, I don't know if this is why they were doing it, but my understanding is like, all right, here you go, buddy.
Doubt it. I really doubt it. I'm sure they hit the wrong button.
So now, no, I don't. Well, maybe I don't know. But so now I'm doing that on purpose.
Wow, nice guy, David.
Just so you know.
Here's what you're gonna die by.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And no, you cannot use anything other than the tournament variations in ranked play. If you play casually, then you can do whatever you want, but not for ranked.
And then one of the worst things about that too is that you can't customize the way your characters look in the ranked mode because you have to use the preset variations.
You can change the looks.
Not on ranked.
Can't you? Because I've changed my characters.
No,
I guess I haven't paid attention to see if they're on ranked.
Because the thing is, the variations that show up on there are none of the variations that are in my saved variations, right?
Oh, really?
Because I've recreated them and have the original 2.
Oh, people are saying you can. Yeah, I thought
you can.
Yeah.
Dude, I ended up using Zombie Kung Lao the entire time. And the option for the other ones don't exist.
You have to change the one that is the actual tournament variation.
But that's not listed in the customization. There's only the 4.
The first 2.
You just
change the first 2.
So if you change the first 2...
Don't create a new one.
Even though the set is completely different, it changes the way they... Okay, that's dumb. That's dumb. Okay, I get. I get what people are saying because I want to use. Okay, that's really bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Because I've been playing as, like, cool red Baraka and cool red Cetrion, so...
That's really bad. Because I created the tournament sets as 3 and 4. Because I wanted to leave the original sets there.
Wow. And that works?
Yeah. I've just been using 3 and 4 whenever I go to training mode.
Well, when you go to ranked, though, how does it appear?
That's the thing, is I thought they erased everything and just put 1 and 2 in there. And their own unique 1 and 2.
I think they do just put 1 and 2 in there.
Right, but I thought they just put their own unique 1 and 2. I didn't know if I changed 1 and 2, even though the moves... So they use the colors, but they completely ignore the move set. Right? See, and that's the problem.
I believe that's right.
That's the problem.
It is weird.
Yeah,
it is weird.
Yeah, that's... There's a lot of usability, UX problems with the game, too.
They could step that up. I agree with you. Yeah.
No, they made it confusing is what it is.
Oh, Jukes DeVille says, my tournament variations are number 3 and number 4 in customization, and my costumes work.
But you're probably not playing ranked, right?
That's the question. Are you playing ranked or not?
Yeah, if you're playing ranked.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, okay, so I'm just going to have to change the colors of 1 and 2, even though...
I haven't even made a new variation. I've only made the 2.
And then, of course, the other problem is I really...
Jukes DeVille only plays ranked, so there you go.
It doesn't work for me.
It
doesn't work for me, because I changed 3 and 4. I didn't change 1 and 2, if that's what Jukes DeVille is talking about.
No, Jukes DeVille says 3 and 4.
That makes no sense, because I don't even have the 3 and 4 options to show up in my menu. And I've definitely made 3 and 4... different outfits, because I hate Zombie Kung Lao.
I know you do.
I hate Zombie Kung Lao.
Yeah. No, this is confusing. This is confusing. I agree. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Also, I mean, I agree with Leo Ferres, who says the worst UI choice was to list combo damage values to 5 significant figures. I don't know why either. I don't know why you need 0.00 on combos. I'm not sure. Anyway. All right, well, you want to talk about the characters?
That's the other thing, too, is that I just want my blue colors on everybody. And I don't know how to get any of them, because
I can tell you how.
I looked up a lot of them, and they said they're hidden in the crypt.
Go to the crypt.
Right, and which ones do you unlock?
What do you mean, which ones? They're all random.
Oh, is it random?
All the crypt things are random. Yep.
No matter how much it costs?
Well, no, the ones that cost more will give you, like, more desirable things.
Okay. But it's actually random.
None of the, like, locations are fixed. They're all random, yeah.
Except for heart chests. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Some things are character specific, I can confirm that. But in general, when you're walking around and you find little chests on the floor, those are random.
They're saying some are fixed, unless that they mean just the heart ones.
No, there are some that are fixed, but those are rare. Almost all the ones you just like walking around, those are random.
So in other words, I just got to go around randomly opening whatever and just praying that I
exactly
get
right. I have a lot of Johnny Cage outfits, and I have a lot of Devora outfits. Not too many Garruses and Barakas and Cetrions yet. Although I do have a full, like I said, I have full-on red Cetrion, which is pretty cool looking actually. Yeah.
I also did get very motion sick during the... Although I thought it was mostly the up and down camera thing, which again is an option that should have been in the pause menu, that it's not in the pause menu. But I also read that I guess that's the only one that runs in like 30 frames. Like that one runs in 30 frames. So yeah. But after I switched the up and down, which is in the regular option menu, and a lot of people didn't know like I did, because when I tweeted that, everybody was like, "Oh my God, thank you." So there is the option to switch the up and down, and once I did that, I got far less motion sick. It was so much better. So that's definitely something to know. So.
Yeah, the severed headsets one. Well, I don't know if I want to spoil the crypt, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, there's actually some puzzles to be solved in it.
Yeah. Dude, the worst was, I mean, do people care if I spoil little bits of things here? Of the crypt. It's the crypt.
Give them 5 seconds.
Okay, 5, 4...
Spoilers.
3...
Mute it if you don't care.
2...
I mean, if you do care.
1...
If you don't care, here you are.
Dude, the funniest thing about it was when you first get Kenshi's blindfold, and I was like, okay, what does Kenshi's blindfold do? I put it on and I died.
Of course. I think it happens to everybody.
Does it kill you? Did you die like instantly?
Of course I died, yeah.
I mean, but was it like you put it on and then you saw someone run up to you and you went, what? And died? Or was it you put it on and it was, you died? Because that's basically...
It was within a couple of seconds.
Yeah, the guy was in my face for like 1 second and I died pretty much right there on the spot. And I didn't even see it. And I was like, what even happened?
Yeah.
That was okay. Anyways, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No more spoilers. Okay. Yeah.
There's some major glitches out there right now.
In the crypt or in the game?
In the crypt.
Oh, is there?
That may have allowed me to get significantly more than they had intended me to get.
Can you DM me later?
I can definitely DM you.
Can you DM me, please? Wait, no, there is no glitch.
No glitch.
There is no glitch. Dude, it's
and I hope that
fine.
nothing gets reverted in case whatever.
No, shut. Psst, there's no glitch. Shut. Ha! Funny joke, David. Funny joke, David. All right, so let's talk about the characters a little bit.
Let's get into the characters.
So, honestly...
Smartman.com. By the way, thanks for all the subscriptions. You've been here for a while.
Yeah. Exactly. Dude, true. Let's give the information to Nutacon, dude. He's in my...
Patreon subscribers only and Twitch subscribers only. Yeah. That's it.
Nutacon has been supporting my channel forever, too. I met him at EVO last year. I met him at Combo Breaker as well and stuff like that. So, anyways, characters.
Let's talk about them.
I mean,
who have you been using?
I have only tried Johnny Cage and Kung Lao. Thinking about now
thanks,
that...
Crispy.
Oh, thank you, Crispy. Now that I understand the game a little bit more, I'm thinking about going back to Scorpion and seeing if it makes more sense to play with him now. And he has a safe string now.
He's much better.
He has a safe string, which is super nice. Good. Super nice. Yeah. So I'm really curious to see how it'll be different now that because the thing about it is, like I said, the way that I played it. So just so people understand where I'm coming from here on this, is that who is our very first subscriber? Because we can call him Sub-Zero, right?
Okay.
Anyways, the interesting thing is, like, from a frame data standpoint, you look at it and you're like, this move's unsafe, this chain is unsafe, but hey, if I do it all the way to the third hit, it's safe.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And so naturally you're like, I'm always going to do all three of them, right? But the problem with it is that's not how MK is built, right? The whole concept of ending in unsafe things just to throw people off on your timing is something that as a Street Fighter player you're not used to because you're not sure how to use strings very well, right? Strings are a kind of a different concept for you. And so when I was playing, Mortal Kombat during the beta, because I had Misery Blade and I can make it safe with the little sword butt, that's all I was doing. I was to do that in the sword butt, that in the sword butt, and I didn't really quite get the idea of like just mixing up and then canceling into the teleport because why not? And then don't meter burn it or meter burn it, and it confuses people and a lot of things like that. So I think I have a better understanding of how the game works, so I want to try him again. I want to try Noob Saibot because he seems really interesting to me, but the problem is I just know that the variation that I want to play is definitely not the better variation.
But whatever, I don't know.
Because I just like the slide shadow. The slide shadow is cool. But
and
then the fact that his fireball is an unblockable that actually drains your meter, I think is cool.
I agree.
You'll never hit anybody with it unless it's a trade or something like that. But I just think it's funny, and I would like to try that. But I know the other one's better. That's the problem.
But whatever, I don't know. It doesn't matter that much. You're not out there to win all the majors.
Yeah.
So
it is not wrong to compare strings to Rekkas. No, there's a very kind of... Except you can't delay strings. So you can't go, what? Right. Like you can with Fei Long. There's no window. You have to do a lot of things early. So. But
I do think that it's not dissimilar to some things that are even in SF5. Like in SF5, you will do, here's my strong, which is +2 or whatever, and then usually you'll do like another button that is 5 frames, the 3 frame. Sometimes you'll do a button that's 10 frames because you're like, all right, they're not going to press the button immediately, they're going to delay it, and then here's my later one to beat their later one.
Yeah, I mean, it's different because you're still on the offense. You're still plus in those situations.
But there's all that window there where they could just jab you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would consider it more of like, let me cancel this into a safe special move in Street Fighter. But I'm not going to cancel it. Keep it negative so I can. That just doesn't happen in Street Fighter. Like, you will always cancel it into something to be safe, right? You know, not always. There's sometimes that maybe you don't.
Yeah.
But
I think that you do that kind of mix up. But the fact that it's strings obviously does make it makes it a little less comfortable feeling. But I think the idea is the same.
Having said that, so the two characters that I've played, I think Johnny's really good.
Okay.
I think, he has 3 moves that are negative on block.
Okay.
On his normal set. Like,
okay, not so bad.
Okay, outside of down 2. Okay, down 2 obviously, I should say punishable on block.
Oh, okay.
And down 2 is not, they're not punishable on block, right?
Thanks for the subscription.
Oh yeah, thank you. How's that? But outside of that, 2 of them are the same move that are completely hit confirmable. So if you ever do it and get punished, that is 100% your fault. Mm-hmm. And outside of that, everything is safe.
Okay.
Everything he has is safe. It's just maybe range is the only problem that he has. But outside of that, it's like you could just go after people. Like I feel like he's going to be really good, and I really like him. I really like Johnny so far. I think I don't know if he's fun. He's very straightforward. He's very basic. But I think he's going to be good.
Okay.
I played Kung Lao, and he is not a beginner-friendly character at all. Because he's the exact opposite. Everything is negative.
Right.
Like, everything is just like, please kill me now, right? And so, but that actually helped me learn a lot about the game, playing a character like that, and learning to be... So everyone was saying using forward 1-2, which is where he goes boom, and then boom, like this, right? As a powerful string. And I was like, I don't understand. It's -7 on block, which I originally thought was punishable because I didn't understand the frame data. Yeah. But -7 is actually safe outside of Garrus and Sub-Zero, down 6. Yeah. But you're not going to take a ton of damage off of those, right? So the thing is, I would do that. I would lose my turn or whatever like that. But I didn't ever realize like the whole concept was to do forward 1 and then nothing, and then forward 1 and then nothing, down 1, forward 1, and then follow up, and then they try to punish the forward 1, and then they get hit by the 2 because there's no absolute guard in the game and things like that. There's like this very detailed thing that I wasn't aware of. So everyone was saying forward 1-2 was good. I didn't understand why until towards the end of my session yesterday, and it started making sense. So now I don't think Kung Lao is... I never thought he was terrible. I was just like, man, I don't know if this guy is very good.
Okay.
But now I get it a little bit more. He's also a weird whiff punisher because he whiff punishes a lot with dive kick more than anything.
That's classic Lao.
You're just like jumping around, and you see someone whiff stuff, and then you dive kick them, which took a while for me to get used to as well and stuff like that. And once I started figuring that out, it started to make a lot more sense.
That makes sense.
I'm going to stay using him, for now. Like I said, but I'm trying an experiment. I'm going to try to have like 4 characters.
I think that's a cool idea.
In a repertoire, just so I feel like I have a better variety and stuff like that. Because even if I play casual in Tekken, I can only play King. If I play casual in Soul, I can only play Killer.
I know what you mean,
And I think it would just be fun to have multiple characters to be able to play in casuals as well. So.
I was watching you play yesterday on your stream, and you definitely were learning as it was going. Yeah. Like, I was just watching for an hour or two, and you were like definitely...
Because when you first came on, I was still in that mode where I was like, I don't know what to do with this guy.
Tell,
and then just during that course of that time, it just started to make sense. So yeah.
It was definitely cool to watch. So somebody asked up there what the utility is of putting yourself into minus frames purposely, and it's just because having variety is useful.
And another thing,
it's about variety and mixing it up.
There's 2 things. And Scorpion's teleport is the perfect example, right? Is the difference, because there's no absolute guard, there's no way to punish teleport and teleport amplify with an OS, right? You either call out the fact that he's not going to amplify and punish it, or you block both of it and punish it. But if you expect both hits and only does the 1 hit, you might miss the window to punish with the other, to punish that because you're waiting for the amplify. It's just general natural human reactions are hard to handle both situations. So in the situation where I do towards palm with Kung Lao, even though I'm negative afterwards, the opponent's so scared of the follow-up. If they try to punish this and hit buttons, if I do the follow-up, they get smacked because there's no absolute guard in this game.
Absolute guard is where once you are blocking, you'll automatically be blocking until whatever the block string is over. That's all. But obviously that doesn't exist in a game with a block button.
Right. And so when you're blocking this and you're waiting for the follow-up to get your turn because I'm -7 and I do this and I do nothing, you're like, oh, shoot, and now you're too late. My down 1 beats everything that you do, and you go pow, and you get hit, and now I'm +16 or whatever I am, and then I get my free pressure again. And so next time you're like, okay, well, I'm going to punish him for doing that, and then all of a sudden I do this, and then you get punished for that, you know. And that's the whole idea of Mortal Kombat 11. That was one of the things that, because Liu Kang was doing that to me, and I was like, I don't know what to do about this. And then I was like, why aren't I doing this to everybody else? So I just picked one string that for Kung Lao that it worked, and that's where it went. That's where it went, basically.
Nice.
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
And again, that's such not a Street Fighter concept. That's more Tekken than anything. Tekken is very similar in a lot of ways, and Soul Calibur is very similar in a lot of ways because they have strings as well.
I mean, again, the string difference is obvious, right? But the idea, I feel, is very similar to SF5 counter sort of frame trap ideas. Okay. I don't think it's a foreign idea. It's just a foreign kind of execution of that same idea.
Yeah. I mean, I think if EX uppercuts couldn't get crush countered, it would be a little bit more, because then if you block a -2 and then you get uppercutted, now you're scared to do, you know.
Hey, there you go. So I've been playing Baraka, Geras, and Cetrion. I've also played a little bit of Jax. I've messed around a little bit with a couple of other characters, but really there's just the main 3. And I think that they're all very good. I feel like I didn't land on any characters who were obviously weak. I feel like they are all very strong. Even Jax is really good. Like, all the characters I just ended up like are just really good. This time. So that's cool. I always try to be honest about that.
Again,
my characters are bad.
Yeah, but the thing is, again,
they're not this time.
I'm not honestly sure. The only one that I've heard is Kotal. Right? That's the only one that I've heard people complain about. I'm not sure if there really is a terrible character in the game.
Dude, I think that it's not a big difference. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Some characters are better. I mean, obviously that's going to happen. But I haven't come across a character that I think sucks. I don't think Kotal sucks, by the way.
Exactly.
I think that Kotal's very different than he was in MKX. So people are going into this thinking, oh, I'm going to play him like MKX. No, cannot be done. I'm no Kotal expert. I don't want to claim that I am in MK11, but people who I was playing against were just trying to do like the MKX Kotal stuff of I have excellent mids that tick very easily into command grabs. Like I'm taking advantage of pressure. I don't think he's that guy. I think he's more of like a whiff punisher, mid-range kind of character with
sounds like
giant
Kung
buttons.
Lao. That sounds. Kung Lao doesn't have the giant buttons.
Kodals are half-screen buttons. You know what I mean? They're giant buttons. And Shao is very similar. He has huge buttons. Many of them are highs. Well, some of them are highs anyway, some important ones. And he's kind of a mid-range whiff punisher who has the ability to get in close for sure, but maybe that's not his like forte.
Right.
So, anyway, we're all figuring this stuff out. It doesn't seem to me like anybody sucks yet. Or maybe I should say, it seems that every character has at least one variation that doesn't suck. Because, like I said, I don't know what to do about Kano, Molotov cocktail.
And you know what? That's the other hard part too. Is that honestly, I feel like even some of the characters that are a little bit weaker will improve so much with the certain variations, and we just don't have access to some of them. And it's like there is a little bit of pain and frustration in that, except for the fact that I think then everybody would only. But I mean, everyone's only picking one variation of most of the characters online right now anyway. So
yeah, well, I mean, as we said before the game came out, that's like what we expected, right? Like people will gravitate to one or two just regardless. So yeah.
It's just sad because, I mean, like, I think Johnny Cage's stunt double is such a hilarious move, and I don't have access to it.
I agree with you. Yeah. So. No, I would make changes to my character's variations as well. But anyway, that's what it is. So I think that they're all very strong. People are in the chat are asking why Geras is so good, and it's because he has everything in the game. Everything that you want to do. Name a thing. Forward advancing mids. Check.
That are safe.
Tickable
into command grabs.
Tick into command grabs well. Giant damage in many situations. Full screen threat with the puddle and with the up dude in command grab variation.
And a 2/3 screen super.
Gigantic fatal blow. 6 frame. Flawless block up 2 or wake up 2. It's the fastest one in the game as far as I've seen.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
Dude, after he throws you, he gets the perfect sand, puddle or walk up throw you mix
right
up.
Next to you after a regular grab.
But it's so far, it's exactly the right distance that up 3s and up 2s cannot hit it.
Yep, it's super good. He has a 6 frame down 1. He has a command grab that corner carries very far. All of his combos corner carry.
Dude,
he has good anti-air, good jump-ins.
Crushing blows are much easier to land than a lot of other
easy
people.
Crushing blows.
And they just do 300 damage. You don't even need to do a combo extension off of them. Like, Flo had that great, I don't know if you saw that clip, where he was just fighting something. He's like, this is why the character's broken. It was the third round. They're fighting, land one crushing blow, boom, boom. Gets up, another crushing blow, bam, bam. And then he was like, I'm going to get this last one. And he got the last one, the guy died. It was 3 crushing blows and he killed him.
Oh, that sounds right. His down back one, which is the little puddle, in the not command grab variation, that is a 31% damage crushing blow on just a low that works anywhere.
Full screen.
You do have to aim it. It's not a tracker, but still, like, it's pretty commonly done. And that just works on a punish. So if the opponent has thrown a projectile, okay, cool, you do your little thing, you then teleport under the ground and go right next to them and you create a crushing blow. That's very good. I don't know that some of these things will survive. All right, like the character is just he's very complete.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it would ruin the character, but I just wish that puddle wasn't a low hit.
That would definitely change the character a lot.
I mean,
but I don't know what in particular I would change, and I don't want any buffs or nerfs for a while, to be clear. But I don't really think he's going to survive intact whenever they do make changes.
I mean, I agree with that. Nerf Garrus.
Okay, all right. So Garrus has everything. That's why you see a lot of Garruses. We saw Garruses in the tournaments that we'll talk about in a little bit. We'll talk about, so he's everywhere. Expect that. But I also think that he's very much like a week 1 character. So I'm not playing him anymore. The reason is he is a week 1 character, and I thought he would be like a month 2 character.
Yeah.
I thought I would like invest all right,
here's this cool time.
Cool setups, all these, the little hourglass. What are you gonna do with it? And it just turns out he just is just very obvious.
He's just Thanos, dude. He's just punching everybody.
He's super obvious, and so is Baraka. They're both very obvious. So I enjoy doing command grab with Baraka more. That's the reason I'm playing Baraka, to be honest. They're like the same very obvious characters. So he's not this like complex weirdo.
Right,
and it turns out.
I mean, it's interesting because, I mean, I know there's a little bit of disconnect between us on that. I really don't feel like a lot of characters in this game are that kind of situation. I don't feel
complex weirdo.
Yeah, I don't feel like.
I think you're right.
I don't feel like that. There's a lot of complex weirdo. That's
why I wanted to play Garrus, because I thought he'd be like the complex weirdo.
You thought he would be the one complex weirdo. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of complex weirdos in this game as much, which is kind of that beginner friendly thing. But like I said,
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah, I still think that the skill level is really high.
Of course,
with all the characters and everything like that. So again, it's not a bad thing. I've always acknowledged that you can lower the entry level, but you can keep the skill level high. Like I said, I think that that's good about the game. So.
I'm with you. So I am playing Baraka as a result. Baraka is just the most dumbass, easy, savage character that I've played in a while. I'm going to be honest with y'all. He's easy. If you just want to get in and just play the game and you've never played a video game before, I think he's the easy intro character. To just be like, here I am.
Do any of the variations have the low stab? Or?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would be pretty wild, to be honest. He just has, from half screen, you are a overhead low command grab threat from half screen.
And whiff punishing.
You can whiff punish from half screen. If you're in the command grab variation, you have the mix of his command grab included. But even if you're not, it's already overhead low. And in the one that doesn't have command grab,
low?
Sweep back 4 is.
It just reaches that far. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Forward 4, which is the knee, is +2 or +3 at max range, something like that, and -2 at worst.
You can get it to be plus.
You can, and guess what? It's exactly the same range. Where if you do 1-1-2, that leaves you at half screen, and you are +1. At that exact range, the forward 4 is already +2. It's just like built in. I'm telling you, it's super easy.
Okay.
In the non-command grab variation, he has these extra little normals, command normals, that I thought were nothing. I didn't think that they mattered. It turns out that they're very good. He has jump down 1, which is a little spine that comes out of his regular jump 1.
Dang, he has another jump, huh?
It's a really good, very good hitbox on that jump down 1.
Okay.
So he moves in, and you're just not going to stop him. He's just an absolute threat constantly. And at the same time, he has a pretty good projectile. It's not like the best in the game, but it's pretty good. Man, what a jerk.
The funny thing is, I haven't run into nearly as many Barakas as I have Garruses. And the weird thing is, it's probably because I fought him in the beta. I have an easier time fighting the Barakas than the Garruses, but that's probably, like I said, because one, I fought him in the beta, and two, I watched David, back three, was it? Back three people. Oh, no, back three. Oh, back two.
Oh, okay.
I've seen David back two everybody to death, and so I mean,
he also just doesn't have tricks. Like, he's
Cammy. He's Cammy from
Street
Fighter 5.
Cammy, maybe.
Oh, okay. He's Cammy with a command grab. Yeah.
What if her command grab had a half screen range?
Yeah.
And was
if Hooligan was faster and grabbed lows, then that's it.
Actually, it is Hooligan basically because it doesn't grab crouchers.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Crouch blockers, but not regular crouchers.
Yeah,
dang, he's totally command grab Cammy. You're exactly right.
Except it's twice as fast as Hooligan anyway. So yeah.
Again, I try to be honest about my characters. I'll tell you when I think they're bad, and I'll tell you when I think they're good. And these are some good characters.
Well, what do you think about like Jax so far?
Jax, I think so. I'm not playing him as much now, but I do think he's very interesting. I think he's really good for some similar reasons. Great approaching mid, very good projectile once you got your hands hot. Really cool little mechanic of the heating hands that was like a fun sort of mini game that you're playing at the same time. He has good pressure, good mix-ups. I think he's very good. Yeah. But I'm playing Cetrion more as the zoner, because I always like to play a zoner.
Right.
And I think that she's also good. I don't think she's like one of those. She's not a Baraka Garrus type, one of the best maybe, but she's very good for sure. And great full screen presence, frame traps from full screen, mix-ups in mid-range. Great screen control. She just has a lot of stuff.
The name of that mode, the variation, the Grin and Barrett one, is that a reference to Final Fantasy VII?
I don't know what the Barrett reference is to.
Yeah, because Barrett, like they're both black characters with gun arms and guns and shooting a lot and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's actually a Final Fantasy VII reference. Right?
Interesting.
So,
I was actually disappointed to find that it wasn't spelled beret. I thought Grinnin' Beret would be a good pun, but it's not.
But he doesn't wear a beret, though, right?
Yeah, but it's like he's a military character. I don't know. I think it's funny.
Okay.
Right, so yeah, I think those characters are good. And as James was saying before, I haven't run into a character that I think sucks. At least one variation of them.
Right.
Even characters that I thought were weak when I explored them, I thought Kano seemed kind of weak. He's unsafe. You have to make big call-outs with the guy. And yet, at NLBC, there was a Kano in top 3 or so, and I'm watching Mustard play Kano online, and he seems good, and yeah, maybe he is good after all. So, yeah.
I mean, Noob Saibot, a lot of people were saying weren't very good. Then Chris G won with him at Northwest Majors, although Chris G doesn't think he's very good either.
Right.
But then I saw a tweet from Slayer saying that he's much better than people are saying that he is and stuff like that. So, I don't know. From what I explored with him, I kind of liked him because I thought he felt very good. I mean, he seemed good to me, so I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Apparently, Barrett, by the way, is a gun manufacturer.
Okay.
Thank you, Homa.
Yeah, Chris G won Northwest Majors with Noob Saibot this past weekend. He's always been good at MK.
Yeah.
But that's right. He said he wasn't going to play it because of the drama.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
right.
glad that he is playing it.
Okay.
Yeah, Honeybee's also playing Noob, I heard, and has good things to say.
Really? Okay.
But he's not. He's playing Noob because he's not playing Devora. And in chat, Thwack says I haven't messed around with Devora about my claim that nobody sucks. That's true. I haven't messed around much with Devora.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to play the character.
But the thing is, she sucks compared to the pre-day one patch.
People are saying that she absolutely sucks in not just comparative sense. And I just don't know enough to say.
Gotcha.
I just don't know enough to say.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, the characters seem good. I'm really curious to see how things play out. I think part of why characters like Garrus seem so strong at the start is that they are these obvious characters, and they play like previous games. Like they play like MK, kind of Injustice style.
Gotcha.
So we just get it. But other characters, I think, are going to take more time. And maybe they're not weirdos exactly, but talking about a character like Kodal, who has these highs that are duckable from very far range, that hasn't been in the game in previous games very much. And I wonder if they're going to end up being stronger. once we figured out things like flawless blocking.
Yeah.
And,
flawless blocking
escapes,
is going to change everything
really
that we believe about this game.
I think so too.
At some point in time. Because everything that we're thinking right now, usually one of the weird things is I'm very good at kind of predicting where games are going to go in the future. And I already feel like this game, I already detect a Season 2, like, flawless block nerf.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right? Yeah. Like that's kind of what this is my early prediction right now because I just feel like that option selecting it into up twos and stuff like that
that might change. I can see that going
so
away
good. It's so good.
That's pretty wild. I'm gonna be honest. As far as other characters that people are saying are potential top tiers, I have heard a lot of Sonya. She has.
I haven't fought one yet.
Great damage.
Oh, that's right. I saw the match where she just like kills you.
It's like 40% V&B.
Like a mid-screen with 1 meter burn or something like that. Yeah.
And she has good, maybe not great zoning, but she has a crushing blow on the second hit of her onion ring.
Oh, okay.
And you can delay that hit.
Okay,
so if that second hit hits by itself, then it's like a 30% damage crushing blow from full screen. So
projectile crushing blow that does 30%.
Yeah, it's
that's
very
awesome.
Good. So she's definitely got some stuff.
Flawless block, for those who are unfamiliar with the game, WXXLL, is just parry, third strike parry, basically. Although it doesn't change the frame data on a lot of moves. It changes it on some. Most of it stays the same, but you can cancel it into... I didn't know that either.
I thought it got rid of 4 frames of blocks.
No. People in the chat were telling me that's not the case, and I tested it, and everything that I did was the same frame data, except for my sweep on Johnny Cage. Everything else was exactly the same, and I was surprised by that. But it does give you the ability to cancel into one of your reversal attacks, which is where the true power of it comes in.
Okay, maybe they changed it.
Maybe they did. Maybe
they already did the nerf to flawless block.
Okay. Yeah, so if you block at the last second, 3 frames before a move touches you, 3 frames or less, obviously, then you flawless block it, you glow, you have the ability to hit up 2 or up 3 to do your reversal attack, and then bam. And then you can do some messed up things.
For sure. So. Wow, okay. Yeah, the training mode calculator has it, and the flawless block frame data is in the menu. I guess I haven't looked at it.
I mean, I was testing it. Like, I just set them to flawless block, the dummy to flawless block, and I did everything, and the frame data was the same. But one was different, so I don't think that it was I don't think it's a bug in the training mode. You know what I mean? So.
Okay. Well, interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
So Sonya seems good. I think Scorpion seems very good. He has really, really good. The movement's there. He has safe strings now. He's got good damage. He activates crushing blow. Dude, the way people are using forward 3-4.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
The push block on it is really big.
Yeah. And oh, no, wait. You're right. It's -7. It is safe.
It's safe.
And it's right. I'm still stuck in. I thought 7 was punishable.
And it's at range.
Yeah.
It's like really good.
But then that string also is, for example, is the string that I would probably abuse now because it's the Kung Lao thing, right? I never did forward 3 nothing.
Yeah.
I always did forward 3 something because I always felt like you're supposed to finish your strings. And now that I understand it, I can probably do a lot better with the character.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Forward 3-4, I believe, has a crushing blow if it just hits by itself.
No, forward 3-4. It's on punish.
Okay.
I think it's on counter hit only.
Okay.
I don't even think it's punish.
So
I think it's counter hit only.
What I've seen is people do forward 3 and then grab a lot. And then as the opponent, if you are like, screw this, I'm going to get out of here after forward 3-4, 4 comes in and it's like, bam!
Yeah.
A ton of damage.
You, and then he can cancel it. So it's not normally cancelable, but if it crushing blows, then it becomes cancelable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, Punisher counter. There you go.
Okay, so it is on punish. Okay.
Yeah, that seems like a really good string. And just general Scorpion movement. Dude, the teleport cancel stuff. I was watching Hayate play Scorpion. I was watching Scar play Scorpion. These dudes are like scooting around the screen. Dude, super fast.
Teleport cancel being 1 bar changed that move completely. Because people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure in the beta it took both of your defensive bars. Because I remember doing it, and then in training mode when I didn't realize it took bars, I would do it and I would cancel it and I would try it and I couldn't do it anymore.
Oh wow!
I'm like, why can't I ever do this anymore? I was testing it in the tower. It wasn't training mode on the beta, right? So. Pretty sure it was 2 of them.
In any case, it's very good right now. So they seem really good. Aaron Black seems really good. He has really strong. His big boot is amazing.
The running boot thing.
That's very, very strong. safe, and then he can also do the amplify afterward on both whiff and block for the extra little
shot. Yeah.
And in doing that, he ducks under a lot of things that you would otherwise use to punish.
Right? Yeah.
So that seems really good.
Although Vi
really
did
good
say
zoning and mid-range.
Vi said you can block it, wait half a second, and then up to it.
I think that's a character-specific
Flawless
thing
block.
as well.
Oh, really?
So Baraka's up 2 only hits up here.
Oh,
whereas,
okay.
For example, Cabal up 2 is like swinging the screen. So it's just like a character specific, I think.
Fair enough.
But yeah, he has really good setups. His diff is really good. Whatever the puddle is called. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. The meter burn after the slide, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That seems really good. I saw the video of Forever King keeping out with Aaron with the little stance that he has. So you can let go of the projectile at any time. That's really good. It crushes projectiles when you bring it out too. That's really good. He just has a lot of good tools, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Those seem like the characters people are talking about, basically. Geras, Sonya, Scorpion, Aaron Black. I feel like I'm missing somebody that people are talking about a lot.
Baraka, right?
I'm talking about Baraka, but not many other people are.
That's weird. Okay.
I think it's weird too.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Cassie, maybe Cassie. I think I've heard people talk about her. In any case, we'll see.
Some people did bring this up. We should probably mention that the patches came out, right? So the patch came out today to fix the difficulty on the towers, or yesterday. They also gave a bonus, so if you haven't logged in, log in, get yourself like a free 1,000 souls and 500 hearts or something like that.
500,000
coin as well, which is very, very nice.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, so because like I said, I'm only going to be playing online. I'm not earning anything. That bothers me.
Well, you do earn more now.
Even when you play online, because you can only get hearts when you fatality and brutality people.
Yeah, I think that
I don't
gives
think you get
more now.
Yeah, you get 5 for a brutality and 3 for a fatality. Okay. But I don't think you get anything for not doing those.
I think you get coins.
For
just winning.
I don't even know if you get coins. What about souls? Do you get souls?
I'm not sure if you get souls or not.
Yeah.
You want hearts because some chests in the crypt open up with hearts.
Yeah. And they're expensive, too. It's like
250,
right? So it's a lot. Oh, you do get 1 to 2K for coins now?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
You get every currency except for hearts when you
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's much better then.
Yeah, so that's cool.
That got taken care. So the patch did come out and adjust a lot of the difficulties. The Switch got the update with the tutorials and everything like that now, and then the PC one got the update as well, right? So they're all up to date game mechanic wise and everything.
Yeah,
right?
In fact, I went in and tested on the PC. I tested some stuff that I know changed on the day one patch. Well, day one for PlayStation and Xbox, and it indeed was changed on PC.
And the nice thing too is that the Xbox one hasn't been updated, but even Boone tweeted out today, he's like, we're working on getting this out soon. We promise. You know?
I guess there was some server issue. That's what Boone was saying.
Sure, it was a Microsoft thing or whatever. Sure, that's what it was. So, yeah. Okay. No, the Switch, they said was... Well, it got updated with the tutorials and like the tournament presets and stuff like that.
I thought that it was updated with the character stuff as well, but let me know if that's wrong.
Okay.
I have heard better things about the Switch version over the last... couple of days since the patches have happened. People are talking about it. Its frame rate looks good. The crypt fixes are in there. Tournament presets, character tutorials.
TL hasn't been able to hook some brothers up or anything like that.
Who hasn't? Oh no. An acronym? No, he is not.
Okay, I might just grab it really soon then.
Yeah.
Because I just want to be able to lab it in bed. I mean that. Then again, I would never get any sleep at that point. But whatever. So day one patch is live on Switch. Okay. Currency buff patch is not. Okay. Okay, there you go.
All right. I've been putting videos up on YouTube. You've put a couple up on YouTube about...
I haven't put one live yet, so one of them is still in private because I just haven't had the chance to make it public yet. So.
Oh, you mean the one I made public 2 days ago?
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's right. It's public. Deal with it.
Okay, I was busy this weekend.
No, I know. That's why I did it.
Okay,
I knew
cool.
you were busy.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
So anyway, there's a couple of videos up there on getting into MK and sort of helping people who are maybe more accustomed to other fighting games get into MK11 because I know it's weird.
I'm actually thinking about doing formal series on Playing MK if you're a Street Fighter player. Playing MK if you're a Tekken player.
That's cool,
playing
yeah.
MK
That makes sense.
if you're a Guilty Gear player or something like that.
You should do that. That'd be a great
I
idea.
kind of want to do some of those things and just help everybody from everywhere. So
yeah, thanks for the link, Gentle Snope. Just put it in the chat. It's my MK11 for Dummies series.
How many do you have now? I've only seen 2 up there.
There are 3 up there.
So
the
you got
fourth,
3 of them now.
I didn't make yesterday because my capture card died, so I had to switch it out with another one, which I just put in last night. So I'll be doing that later on.
Cool. And you're gonna? Did you upload those hand cam footage of the option select to YouTube as well?
I didn't put that on YouTube. That's
you
a good idea.
You should.
Sure.
You should put those.
I'll put a little bit of more explanation on.
Okay.
On that as well. Yeah, I've been coming up with some dumb option selects. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
I like doing that. It's fun. Basically, you can do option select block /
flawless block.
Well, option select block / down 1 / flawless block up 2. Right, I guess to be like specific on how the order of things goes.
Oh, man.
But you can do that with anything. You can do that with flawless block plus stand 1 or back 2 or whatever, down 2, anything. It's pretty good, it seems, defensively.
Okay.
I feel like you should be able to do option select block / anti-air button / up 2 as an anti-air.
Right.
That seems really good to me.
Yeah, that does really good.
Yeah. Oh, dang, I got to change the C in combo on the first video to a K. Duly noted.
I think I kind of agree with that.
Duly noted. Thanks for whoever gave us the recommendation for me to change the controllers and configs to controller and config. That was smart. Good one.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Really enjoying it.
Okay.
Yes, the issues that Sage ran into should be fixed. Now, my PC version, I was lucky enough, I guess, to never have had problems.
Right.
I guess that wasn't everybody else's experience, right? So hopefully now all of those are fixed. From what I've heard, they are, but I haven't talked with everybody about it.
And this is why I'm always going to argue for tournaments being on console.
I hear you, yeah.
Right, because this is PC hardware compatibility.
Yeah.
It's like I said, you're guaranteed you know what the console is. If you test your game on a console, you're only testing it on like Xbox One S and then Xbox One SAD and then the original Xbox One and stuff like that. It's very easy to make sure it runs well on those. So I think I just wanted the chance to say Xbox One SAD again.
That's good.
So, yeah.
You guys know that you can increase and decrease fatal blow damage with timed presses? Yep, same thing that was in Injustice.
So do you time it with hits or something? Because people were telling me that you just mash. So I just start mashing. And sometimes I see the red skull pop up. Sometimes I see a red skull pop up and it like cracks in half or like it gets split in half or something like that. And I don't know what any of those means.
I don't know what that means. But I thought that you had to time it. I don't know if you can mash.
It was definitely working when I was mashing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
it was definitely working.
That's cool. I didn't know that you could do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it had to be timed.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, there was even a tournament set that I watched where it did matter, where I think it was Scar survived with like 1% HP.
Oh.
And he did, in fact, neutralize damage on one of the hits.
Oh, so you could neutralize it as well?
Yes, the defender.
So if you get hit, you can mash too. Oh.
Yeah.
Now, is it like the other, like Injustice, you time it with the hits, basically?
That's what I understand it to be, yeah.
Okay. Oh, dang. Okay, I'm totally doing that.
You should.
I didn't realize you could do it on the defending side,
yeah,
too.
and he actually made the comeback in that round. It was super sick. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think he did that and flawless block to not die. It was like some wild.
But which buttons do you push? Could it be any
3.
button?
It's X.
It's only X?
As far as I know, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Do they explain it in game? I haven't done the full tutorial, but they probably have it in there. Thanks for the sub, Colby Santana.
Yep. Okay. Anything else you want to say about the game?
Let me know if y'all want to play the video game. I'm down to play some sets. Let's run them.
Yeah, I'll play you as long as you don't play Garrus or Baraka.
That's cool. No, let's play.
Yeah, I know.
I'll play sets, Rion. 100%, dude.
Okay. Oh man. Oh, maybe the skulls with the shatter and that means they defended your damage.
Maybe. Yeah. I haven't paid attention to the skulls, to be honest.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll look into that.
Can we get the donation sound effects for subs? Yeah, I need to change that. I need to get better sound effects and stuff like that. So.
Ooh, wow! Bits. That's a
woo! Yay!
When you defend, it's a shield. Oh, sick.
But I don't know. Okay, whatever. Anyways, we've been rambling about this for about an hour. So
cool.
Oh, actually, an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow, that's a while.
Okay, so let's take a break. Yeah, let's take a break, and when we come back, more stuff.
Cool.
All right, be right back, guys.
Hey.
Yeah, I still haven't done the story yet. I said I would probably stream the story maybe like on Thursday or Friday or something like that. So because I was going to stream the story, but I just really wanted to play the damn game, like actually play it, against people and stuff like that. So I didn't actually get the chance to do that. I haven't done the story yet. So
it's cool. It'll be there.
Yeah.
But the story is funny.
And the story does give you some good rewards for doing it too, right?
It does. So, you get whatever
skins
the things are.
Like that. Yeah. Okay.
Do you get skins? I know that you get. So you get Frost for sure.
Oh yeah. See, I don't have Frost yet.
You do get Frost. You get a bunch of coins and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Maybe you get skins too.
If I can keep that really obscure reference, should I just call Shao Kahn Nixon then? Because they're like Frost and Nixon are the first two.
That would do like 2 people would get it.
Yeah, I know, right? Someone I forgot who it was. Like I think someone like tweeted was like somehow I weirdly got that Frost Nixon reference. So yeah. Anyways. It's just that because it was the name of a movie was called Frost Nixon, and so it just gets stuck in my head because movie names like that, and you get it. You wouldn't laugh, but you'd get it, yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, I'm still gonna see if I can push calling Wu Rei-shang Daphne just to make it easier for everybody, from Samurai Showdown. So I'm just gonna call her Miss Daphne every once in a while. See if everyone. Oh, you also get 2 stages. Oh, that's true. Maybe that's why I don't have the arcade stage, right? So
no, I think that you get the what are they called? You get the Chronica stages, I think, from winning.
You have some thing on your lip. Let me help you get that off. There. Okay, it's good now. Okay.
Yeah, you get Hourglass. And what's cool is that those stages have no interactables.
Oh, really?
So they actually have stages this time that have no interactables on them.
I'll say one thing, though.
It's random selecting stages, but you could get a stage that has no interactables.
I'll say one thing, though, is that a lot of the stages, the interactables are very muted in this game. Mm-hmm. Although apparently the ice one is a little messed up. Did you see the instant kill Garrus combo?
I did.
I mean, obviously, it's very it's the perfect storm kind of thing, right? It's day one Yuri and Ibuki setups. You know what I mean? Huh. But it's definitely there. Yeah, I did one of the 5-man towers.
Ooh, thanks for the sub, Starx.
And when you're fighting against Chronica, dude, that fight is kind of wild, dude.
She's a cool boss character.
Well, you can't knock her over, right? Or you can't combo her, I should say. Yeah. I mean, I found out that she doesn't like blocking shadow kick with Johnny, so I just did shadow kick, meaty shadow kick, meaty shadow kick, meaty shadow kick.
That's how I beat her.
Yeah.
I found one string and she wasn't blocking, and I was like, all right, there you go.
But yeah, that fight it took me like 4 tries to do that, so. But yeah, I haven't tried any of the other towers. What do you get for those dragon challenges?
I haven't done that.
Okay, because I know you get a bunch of points. Now, when you finish those towers, you get a bunch of points. And so when you finish those dragon challenges, you get a bunch of points. What do those points do?
I don't know.
Do you get points? Do points convert into coins at all? Dude, the fact that they actually have Dan Forden on the arcade stage is amazing, by the way.
Stage is so cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, you ready to come back?
Yeah, sure. Let's do this. Ready?
Which one do you want to start with, Northwest or Naptown?
Well, there's just one extra thing that's kind of related to Mortal Kombat.
Sure.
Okay. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm. Welcome back to the program.
Sorry, the volume wasn't all the way up.
Fine.
Start again.
How do you do? Welcome to the program. My important intro. Now it's done and you can continue.
Oh, man. Okay, so before we start moving on to the next topic with lots of results, there is one other thing that I kind of wanted to address, which is a little unfortunate, which is the Netherrealm working conditions that have come out thanks to largely in part due to Del Ryak, right, who's left it like 4 years ago or something.
Yeah, well,
but he talked about it. Somebody else came out and talked about it, and now a lot of people are talking about it. And it's not any story that we haven't heard before, but trust me, that doesn't make it right.
But well, I hadn't heard about it for NRS.
Right.
Obviously, it's been happening. It's just my ignorance.
Well, I just mean it's not a story we haven't heard because of every other video game company in the world. But again, because it's happening with everyone, doesn't make it right.
No.
It's actually it's the working conditions, crunching,
Yeah.
Can't see your family. Someone didn't take time off for like a funeral or something like that because they just felt like they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then someone who still works there apparently is like trying to like yell at and shame people who are complaining about it, who used to work there on Twitter. There's just a lot of like bad drama going on there, and it's like, I mean, again, it's unfortunate. It sucks, and I'm sad to learn that NetherRealm is like that.
For sure.
That they are par for the course.
For sure.
It's just, God, we need some sort of change in the gaming industry. And
you mean a union?
Union, or it's not even necessarily a union. I mean, one of my friends who worked in the gaming industry, who worked 100-hour weeks for some games, you know, they just said the biggest problem with it is, and I feel like esports and everything just kind of has this same kind of issue, is which everyone who's young, when you come out of college or when you start in esports, you're like, I'm good at video games. This is great. You get a job at a video game company. I'm making video games. My dream is fulfilled, right? Yeah. And so my friend said, you can't complain to anybody about it because then they just fire you and hire like 3 people who will cost less than you who are willing to work all those hours all together. You know what I mean? And it's one of those tough situations. And I'm not sure what the answer to solve this is. Maybe a union is the way to do it and just to establish it. But the thing is, the question is, if that happens, do games come out slower?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, like maybe the issues that have come out with MK11, maybe they don't get fixed as fast. Maybe you hire more people. You could do that too.
But see, there's the other problem too, is that people also don't realize how stupidly expensive video games are to make.
Yeah, man.
Which, in my opinion, is also a problem because, you know what? Maybe you don't need to have like some sort of crazy guy with like the orchestra conducting the entire music of your game and stuff like that.
I mean, they're going to make a lot of money on this video game,
Uematsu made a bunch of great music on freaking synthesizer by himself, right? I mean, like,
look, time's moved on. I mean, you have to have, if you're going to be a AAA game, you got to have fancy stuff. You do.
Some of those games sound pretty good anyway.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Look,
like,
I liked it too, dude. But I'm just being honest. Like, if you're going to have a AAA game, it's got to look and sound great. It has to.
And I think that's a problem. Because I always talk about this back in the Super Nintendo games, this little minor small company called Blizzard made this game called The Lost Vikings, which was super good, right? It was such a great game.
Very fun.
But they could do it because the price between AAA and indie wasn't so far apart that they were kind of right in the middle and they could make this cool game. And now look at Blizzard, right? And you're robbing a lot of companies of the opportunity. But again, I don't know what the answer is because the crunch, Christmas is a crunch, April is a crunch, E3 is a crunch. All of those things are crunches. April because of the tax season, right? So like there's crunches all year round, and it's like, it's such a problem with the game industry, and I don't know what to do about it. And you know, for everybody that we know who does work at NetherRealm Studios, I mean, I hope things improve for you guys and everything like that. But that's also the case for everybody who works at every studio.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's long been the case that if an industry is something that is highly desirable to work in and is it's more of a passion project, then working conditions are bad.
Yeah.
That's the case in almost everything, and the few things that don't have that are because there's a great union. For example, actors had terrible working conditions and awful contracts before there was a good union.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
dude.
I didn't know.
They had very bad. They were signed exclusively to particular.
That's right. Yeah.
They didn't get royalties.
Right.
It was bad conditions. Working conditions were bad. So you have to have a good union, in my view. Either that, or maybe a functioning set of labor laws that.
But like I said,
anyway, there's a bunch of changes that could be made system-wide.
There's another problem too, is that, I mean, this goes beyond fighting games or whatever like that. This just goes back to the gaming culture, and a lot of the gaming culture is very entitled as well, right? There's a lot of entitlement in the gaming culture, especially with regards to DLC and all these things like that, and just, we as gamers have to accept the fact that games are just not going to come out as fast as we want them to anymore. You know what I mean? Like if we're like waiting for, Mass Effect 5 or whatever like that you don't give it like 4 years, like that's the problem, is that games have this reputation so much already for coming out quickly and stuff like that, and then there's the practice now of just release the game with bugs, who cares, we can patch it later, it's just, there's just so many things I just feel like need to change for it to get fixed, and I don't know what the answer is.
Cats.
I forgot the auto feeder is still on. I keep
Cats
forgetting to turn off that.
Oh, that's what that. Okay, so
I keep forgetting to turn that off.
Yeah, very happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, games have cost $60 for my entire life.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been buying video games for the last literally 25 years. 30 years. Wow,
And
I'm 35.
actually, that's not even necessarily true because there was one period of time during the Super Nintendo age where games cost $70 to $80.
That's true, actually.
Final Fantasy III was $70. Phantasy Star 4 on the Sega Genesis was $80. Chrono Trigger was like $70 to $75. Dude, those games got super expensive.
That's a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, back then.
1990 money.
Yeah,
Anyway, I hope that labor conditions improve.
Yeah. So
I think we're all rooting for that.
Okay. And then there was also some really, I mean, both of us agree on this dumb thing that Sonic Fox got his Twitter suspended for like 12 hours because of his, anti-turf tweet, and everyone got mad and stuff.
To be clear, what we think is dumb was the ban.
Yes,
not what he said.
Yeah, exactly. So, but whatever.
There you go. We move on.
All right, lots of results.
We were thinking about saying more about that, and then we were just both like, well.
We would just say it's dumb.
Yeah.
And then just move on. Yeah. So, yeah. Do 75 for KI Gold. Yep, exactly. So.
All right. Let's talk about tournament results.
A lot of tournaments this weekend.
There were. Let's talk about Northwest Majors for the start. This took place in Seattle. Sounded like a good event. Mm-hmm. It's been going on for some time. I haven't been there yet, and I really like to go sometime. But it hasn't happened yet. So, Tekken 7. Winner was Anakin.
Radiance.
Second place.
Radiance Anakin.
Okay, Radiance Anakin, who won with Jack. And second place was Jimmy J. Tran with the Brian. Third place was Disrupt Shadow with Claudio. Did you watch?
I did not watch, but I mean, I wanted to because, dude,
you were busy.
Anakin beating Jimmy J. I mean, I did watch the losers finals and grand finals of MK because I just wanted to see what Chris was doing with Noob. So I did watch the Naptown Clutch top 8 for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, me too. So. The remaining people were
Anakin destroyed Jimmy, huh?
Oh, for
that's good because that's what I really wanted to see. I was like, man, because I always thought Jimmy J. Tran was kind of like considered the best in America right now. But if he destroyed
it was a 3-0 in grand finals.
Dang.
And in winners finals, it was 3-1.
Dang. Okay, I need to go check that out. That was on Team Chaos. Actually, it's a good thing. We should probably mention that when we go over the results, right?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it was streamed on twitch.tv/Team Chaos, so you can check it out on the archives there.
That's Chaos with a K.
That's right. Man, it's like they were made to stream Mortal Kombat.
Street Fighter V. Did you hear about this? Did you see about this?
Yes, I did.
SB801 Strider won it with G. Second place was
low-tier character G, baby.
I don't know how he did it. Second place was Echo Fox Knuckle Dew with Mika, Cammy, G, and Guile. Wow. Third place was UIU Kami. Wow, super cool.
Yeah, and I heard...
congrats to Kami. That's amazing. Andrew, who I call, every time I see him, I call him Andy or Andrew.
I didn't even know what his real name was.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody call him Andy.
But
what's up, Andy?
Glenn, the Game 2K, said that this was the first time that he's seen someone use 4 different characters at the top 8 in like a few years now. So, yeah, of a CPT event.
Of course. Yeah,
because it definitely happened at another event this weekend. So,
yeah, Strider won grand finals 3-0.
She is so good.
And in winners finals, he beat Kami 3-0. Wow. Shoutouts to him. And in winners semis, he beat Knuckle Dew 3-0. He didn't lose a game in top 8, James.
Honestly, I think he's a dark horse right now, unless people start blabbing G a little bit.
Do you mean G or Strider?
Strider. I think he's a dark horse to get very far in the CPT this whole year.
Dude, 100% he is. 100% he is. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember talking with him when G first came out and he was playing. This was at maybe SCR. Mm-hmm. G had been out for a couple of months, but like, no, it was the first major that I'd seen. And I saw him in line, and I was like, hey, man, I'm glad to hear that you're playing G. And he was like, yeah, what do you think about G? And I was like, I think he's ridiculous. And he was like, I'm so glad you said that. Like, I think he's ridiculous. Like, how's nobody talking about this guy? This is in season 2.
And it's funny, too. No, this is season 3.
My bad, season 3.
And it's funny thing is, too, is like, Gustavo's had an up and down relationship with Street Fighter V. It was tough for him to start, then he got into it with Laura and everything like that. When I saw him at that same tournament, he literally told me, he was like, G has made me love this game again. He's like, I'm so happy. This character's so fun. He has like all this different combo routes and da-da-da. He was like gushing. You could see the happiness from him. So, yeah.
And he told me that tournament that he thinks G blows up Guile, and then he beat Umehara Daigo.
Yeah, and also, just as I mentioned, his Able was not average. His Able was average when it started. It got very, very strong. Remember,
that can't be serious.
He was the only one. I hope not.
There's no way.
I hope not. Because he was the only one who took Kazunoko to the wire the year that Kazunoko won.
That's a joke, for sure.
Yeah, I hope that was a joke. It's so hard to tell these days.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's really, really hard.
I think that, anyway.
Okay.
Shout-outs to Gus, looking good out there. Very, very cool.
G as in Gus.
You had Alex Myers after that, then Rebu, Ken, then Justin, Karen Minot, then Chris CCH, Sakura, and Smug G and Balrog. Chris, so wow, there were 3 Gs, I guess, in a sense, in top 8. The main with 801 Strider, and then Do and Smug used G a little bit.
Yeah, right. Very cool. I mean, those are... I don't know if that necessarily means G, because Gustavo and Smug being in a top 8. Like, they're
But it's cool to see Chris CCH sticking with Sakura.
Yeah,
and I saw him tweet on Twitter that he thinks that he has more room for improvement with that character.
Yeah. He says he's been watching some replays and stuff like that. So
very cool. Then in Mortal Kombat 11, the newly released, oh man, all these crazy characters we're talking about. Geras, so good. Sonya, wow, what a character. Winner, e.g. NY Chris G with Noob Saibot.
Yeah, and I saw the loser semifinals match that he had. That was against Sither, I think it was, and he lost the first 2 games. And you could see the whole time in
Mr. Snacks.
Mr. Snacks in pure Chris G fashion. The whole time he's just like
doing this. I can picture it, and I didn't watch it.
He's just doing this because like he's just sitting there, probably just being like, God, this character's so bad. And then he won. Yeah. One of them on a timeout that the throw should have killed if he hadn't timed out. That was the last game that he won too. So
second place was Too Easy, who was also playing in the Combat Cup
Good
online
stuff from
play
MK.
that day. Nice.
I like he says, real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Oh, that's a famous line.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
I mean, if you just came up with that, then that'd be amazing, but it's a...
Okay, I hadn't heard that before. Okay, that's a great one then. Okay.
Anyway, second place was Too Easy, then Scyther got third with Sub-Zero,
K-Brad is in there 9th.
Yeah, K-Brad got 9th.
Okay.
Cyril Blast got 13th.
Team Spooky, so Vic was in 9th as well. 9th. Good stuff.
Yeah. That's
Lil Wayne. That's a Lil Wayne quote. Okay, makes sense. Rap is all about that. I don't know why people hate on puns and then they're like, listen to rap, and it's just rap is all puns, dude.
It's good. It's wordplay. It's cool.
Yeah.
But
it's like graphic novels. Puns that are quality are wordplay. Sure.
They are. Yeah. They are. That's why I like them.
That means all puns are wordplay.
They are. Yeah. Puns are like under.
I know.
Phylum wordplay.
I know.
Anyway. So yeah, what's cool about this is not just that Chris G won, but that also a lot of... So obviously people in this top 8 I know, Dink, like he's been around in NRS forever, some of the other guys too. But yeah, then you have people like K-Brad up there, you got Sarah Blast up there, you have people who are multi-game players who are up there. That's really cool. Chakotay got 17th, for example. Peeling got 17th. I really hope that this continues.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not.
It's just a question of interest. If they'd like to play, I'm sure they could all be good at it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Okay. A lot of fun to watch. Chris's noob was very interesting. DBFZ won by Chris G as well, with Teen Gohan, Tien Yamcha, and Krillin Base Vegeta Yamcha. Now, I know I don't follow this game anymore.
Who's Krillin, second right now? William. Okay.
Nice. All right. BB Tag.
Ebonic Plague.
Shout out to Ebonic Plague. Nice work.
Yeah.
Isoropia got second with the big boys. Very cool.
Oh, dang. I didn't know Party Wolf came all the way, was out for the Soul Calibur as well. So he got second place, but Linkors got first place. So good job. I'll have to go check that out as well. Watch some more Kill It.
Rev 2 was won by Tenpai with Dizzy.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right.
Anyway, that seemed good.
That was Northwest Majors. Then there was also Naptown Clutch.
There was, and I couldn't find a good encapsulation of all the results for some reason on the various typical video game websites. They didn't show up there. But I'm looking at the Smash GG for some of these.
And this MK11 tournament was like the heavy hitting one. Like there was a lot, like Burrito Voorhees, Tweety, Katana Prime. All those strong players showed up for this one, I feel like. So, a lot of them did.
Let's start with that one then. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 was won by Tweety. And he beat everybody, and it was an absolute blow-up. There was no question about it. He slaughtered everybody. He just made it look easy. He was just jumping in and doing forward fours, Baraka.
This cat, he's reaching into the thing, the auto feeder. He's trying to pull.
Sounds like he did. I hope people at home could hear that.
Jesus Christ.
Just when James was complaining about how he was going to get food out of the... Oh, you just got more! You can hear it pouring out of the auto feeder. That's hilarious. That's very funny. So yeah, Tweety got first place. He ripped everybody up with Baraka. Not command grab Baraka, but the Baraka that has gutted and does a ton of damage whenever he touches you. Super cool to watch.
So much
Tweety
damage.
Historically is a more patient zonery type player. That's his forte. So really cool that he's switched up his own personal style, and he looked great. Burrito Voorhees got second place. His Garrus did the work for him. It wasn't until he got to Tweety that he looked human. Basically, his Garrus was looking awesome.
Yeah, he even switched to Scorpion at one point to try to counter something, and it didn't work. So.
No. Yeah, you had McCuddy Mayhem after that. Shady. Splash Katana Prime, also Kensei, and some Miyu.
I liked watching Katana Prime's Katana, actually. It was really cool to watch that.
Agreed.
So it's really warm in here, by the way. It's really freaking warm.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. All right.
I don't know, maybe it's just you, David, that just makes me hot.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Tekken 7 was won by Azure. Comatose CW got second place. Globo won Dragon Ball Fighters. Caliber was won by AR15313. I'm just trying to imagine if that's lead speak. But
Okay.
Street Fighter 5 was won by TS Sabin.
Nice, okay.
Shoutouts to Art. Chester Kid got second. Rob TV got third. Wow, nice. Splash got top 8 in that as well. That's pretty cool. Then in Marvel Infinite, Stealth won it. He's I don't know if that's Stealth over Duo Kevin. That was a super good.
Dang,
this is a sick Marvel Infinite tournament actually. Macho Joey D,
dang,
Robo
okay,
Ninja
nice.
Nam, Static Alpha, and Ringer. That's a good MVCI tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I mean, also obviously there was a little bit of that Tweety drama and Korn drama going on at Naptown Clutch. Tweety claimed that they spit on him and all this other stuff, and one of the TOs actually came out and wrote a post about it and talked about it, and he talked to the Korn guys, and they all asserted that no one spit on him. If someone did spit on him, obviously that's terrible. I mean, it's worse than throwing a crab and missing, kind of thing.
Definitely it's worse.
But look, I mean, if Tweety got spit on, it could have just been someone yelling really loud. I've spit on plenty of my co-commentators before by accident, so that just happens. And
yeah,
damn it.
Yeah, he's getting a ton of food out of that auto feeder. We keep hearing it. He is. You want me to mute your? Did you mute yourself?
Stop it! Go.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what else to say about Tweety because I wasn't there. But if what he alleges happened, then that's terrible. I don't know what happened, so I don't know what else to say about it. Yeah, the cat definitely dominated this matchup. That's true.
Oh, God.
Is there anything else you wanted to say about the Tweety situation?
I mean, only that, it's unless eyewitnesses come out and can talk about it a little bit more, people can talk about what actually happened. I mean, I think the correct decision was made, right? Because they didn't get banned from the event or anything like that, but that's because it's hearsay, right?
Yeah,
so,
I don't know enough about it.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh boy, the cat's coming to town. So also there was a Marvel 3 tournament, and I really, really enjoyed watching that. That was the only bit of this tournament, other than Mortal Kombat, that I did watch. I was just busy otherwise. But it was super fun to watch. Remy Martin won it. Joey D got second. Static Alpha third. Really cool to see that game. Those guys looked like they were playing maybe not at maximum level because there were some drops now and then, but still pretty good level, good movement, good pickups. It was really fun. I highly recommend checking it out if you're interested because I miss watching that game. I haven't played that game in 5 years, but I miss watching that game. The cat's running away successfully. James now has the spray bottle out. He's going for the cat. I haven't heard it yet. When's the spray? What I imagine is happening, and I can't see it, is that he's hiding behind a couch. Is he hiding behind a couch? Did they run downstairs? Oh, I have no idea where James went, everybody, but he's going after the cat. I guess. I can't see it, so I can't commentate it. I definitely would if I could. But he's got a shifty little cat that Nathan can get into things. He's a cat. as cats will do. Yeah, the cat's definitely running away, playing that lame game, playing the keep out. It's not a traditional zoning game per se. Of course, he doesn't have ranged attacks, but he does have amazing runaway and turtling abilities.
Turtling under the special move called the bed right now.
Under the bed. Okay, my guess was the couch, but then it turned out that you went downstairs.
Yeah, it was the bed.
And it's the bed. He needed to be hiding somewhere. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Stupid cat.
Oh, Paul. Yeah, that's true. Let's play. I'm not trying to duck. I want to play all the video games. Let's definitely do it.
Okay.
All right. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Naptown seemed like it went well. Seemed like a good tournament out there.
Yep.
Are my cats as mischievous? Not really.
Nathan is
I think Nathan's more mischievous.
Super mischievous. He's never felt like he's gotten past that 2-year-old baby age. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
All right. Well, you want to move on? To
Yeah.
Cool. Let's talk about Versus Masters 2019.
Which
took place in Singapore.
Yes, Asian tournament.
Pretty good players showed up to this one.
Kind of.
Of course, it was a Capcom Pro Tour ranking event. Also a dojo event for Tekken World Tour. Street Fighter V was won by some noob named Red Bull Bonchan, mostly with Karen and some Sagat too.
I heard didn't he bust out Sagat against Shien Zabuki?
Oh, I didn't watch the end.
Okay. Yeah, I heard good things about it. I heard he busted out Sagat at some point in time. No, he was using Karen.
Karen versus Shien.
Okay. I heard he did bust out Sagat somewhere.
Yeah,
maybe?
I think he did.
Oh, yeah, there it is against
Sagat versus Zeku.
Okay, there you go.
Yangmyeon Zeku. Xian got second place, the hometown hero there. Liquid Nemo got third. Yurin and Colleen, that's cool. Yangmyeon got fourth with Zeku. Sako then with not Kage. Machabo Nakali. Tokido Akuma. Dang, and Chuchu Yurin.
I mean, that's cool that Yang Min got fourth place because, I mean, that's a player that not a lot of people have heard of, right? Is he a local there? I would imagine so.
I guess I don't know for sure, but that's my guess. But yeah, to be above players like Sako, Machabo, Tokido, that's really cool. ZJ's Minot was after that. John Takeuchi was ninth also. Sakagami, Gamer B, and Oil King and Haitani got all 13th places.
Okay.
Goichi, Xiaobao, Ryusei, Hot Dog, Fujimura all got 17th. So did Chuan. Wow, this is a stacked event.
That's ridiculous. Okay. I mean, that's how Asia events always go. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Then in Soul Calibur, Shen Chan, who I think is from Singapore, got first place with Cervantes.
Okay.
And then Smash Bros. Ultimate, Kion got first with Inkling and Snake. Tekken was won by KGB Plus, Xiaoyu Julia. Goichi won Dragon Ball with Piccolo Bardock Goku. That makes sense. MK11, that's right. Singapore has had an NRS scene in the past.
Yeah, Leslie, famous Sagat player from 4, got second place with Aaron Black.
Winner was Travis Styles Sonya.
Nice.
Cool. Under night, Goichi won it with Phone on Gourd. And BB Tag was won by Koji Cog with Waldstein Tager. Dude, Koji Kogi is an inspiration.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Naptown Clutch streamed on Team Spooky.
Yes.
So you can watch that over there. I don't know where this one was streamed on. I think this was just streamed on...
Versus Asia.
Oh, so twitch.tv/Versus Asia.
Correct.
One word, right?
Correct.
Okay, there you go.
And Game Start Asia, also one word.
Oh, Game Start Asia. Okay, there you go.
All right. Also, Street Fighter League Week 3 happened. Did you watch this? Have you heard about this? Did you watch this?
I'm not sure. You know what? By the way, our recap of this week should be coming soon.
That's true. Yeah, we've been able to put up recaps. I hope that's, if anybody's seen it, that's been interesting.
If you check on Capcom Fighters, we're doing recaps. Someone messaged me and was like, I really love the recaps that you're doing.
Nice.
So that's really
I hope that's true.
I don't know if this week's one came out yet or not. So
we'll mix up on that, and they only got the footage yesterday. So... that may be my bad.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, just to own up.
Oh, you have some vegetables in your teeth.
I feel it.
Hang on, let me get that out for you.
So, I thought that I'd given them like a persistent Google Doc folder, Google Drive folder.
Well, remember we put it into a new location.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. Anyway.
So that happened.
Northwest Majors was a CPT ranking event.
Yes. So the Street Fighter League happened. You can also find that on Capcom Fighters. This week was great.
It was very good. The matches were fun.
Dude, Nephew G...
Some of the banning actually was interesting.
Nephew G was... Oh,
yes,
dude.
that was sick. So you ban Nephew's Colleen. Actually, the previous week that isn't what happened.
Yeah, they didn't. And it turned out maybe Punk had the right intel.
Maybe, yeah.
Because Knuckle-Doo's team definitely banned Colleen, so Nephew went with G. It looked a little shaky. This is a good week for G, right? But he eventually took out the entire team, including Knuckle-Doo. Yeah. And I still don't think G Cammy is a great matchup for Cammy, but
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch. So Spirit beat Psycho, Frost beat Gale, and Inferno beat Storm. So currently, the team on top is Inferno, which is Punk, JD, Broly Legs. And dude, that was our pick as number one. So.
Dude, if Punk is on the team, that's just the end of it right there. It's,
Punk,
especially after
Punk,
this weekend.
jchensor, Ultra David is the team to beat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like whatever team Punk is on.
Yeah.
Currently, Storm's the worst because they have 2 players only, unfortunately for them. It's only Samurai and Classical on that team.
They have but you know what the best thing about it is? They're a Final Fantasy team because there's only 2 of them, but they definitely have an item list as well.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Man, I should have used that one.
Yeah, you should have.
I just thought of it now.
Just retract that.
Yeah, I know.
Look for it on next week's recap for the Street Fighter League.
Oh, man.
But yeah, his basically Idon doesn't exist on that team. So although Samurai and Classical are both good players, they're a 2-person team.
Right, and that's just so you're always going to be at a deficit in that situation. So.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to say about that one?
No. Well, yes, I do. But you'll see it in the recap on youtube.com/Capcom Fighters. Nice. Okay. Also,
Goodwill of Orange County had an event. You were there. Talk to me about this one.
All I can say about that is doesn't make as much sense without Fishes here at all.
No, it doesn't.
We basically, at some point in time, whenever someone did a donation, we felt like it needed a sound effect to go with it, and we started doing sound effects, and then eventually I settled on the Street Fighter Third Strike sound for some reason, and then he just started doing the beat with it behind it, and then absolutely after he finished it, he'd be like, every time, because we just kept doing it, and then I took an inside joke from me and my best friend and just kept saying absolutely necessary after that, and then he started adding, yeah, baby, and we did that on every donation for the rest of the weekend. So it was pretty awesome, actually. It was actually
cool. Well.
Yeah, that's the thing is I knew we were either going to be loved or hated because we weren't talking about the match on sometimes when there was like 3 donations in a row, but whatever. It was really
So what went down? What was it?
So basically, Goodwill of Orange County wanted to just do a donation drive, basically. So you could buy swag or donate to it to help support them so they could get some money to help with a lot of the programs that they have there. They do a lot of great things in the Orange County over there. And I think we raised, by the time I left the venue, we were over $5,000.
Wow.
So it might have been around like $6,000 or something like that by the end. So yeah, we raised a good chunk of money for them and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it was an invitational where they invited, I believe it was 6 players, and then 5 players got voted in, and then there was a last chance qualifier at the event itself for Street Fighter. They did basically the same thing for Smash Brothers Ultimate, and so both of those were playing, and then we had some goofy things like Wii Boxing and Jenga and Tetris, where it was like Team Street Fighter versus Team Smash Brothers, and Smash Brothers won all 3 of them, but that's because they cheated all 3 of them.
Oh, yeah?
It was just unfortunate in every situation, but, you know.
They cheated, huh?
Yeah.
Is that something you can do in Tetris?
Well, Tetris, they didn't cheat.
Oh.
Tetris, so in Wii Boxing, they definitely cheated because there were 7 people there who had no idea what they're doing, and 1 person who had clearly played a lot of Wii Boxing.
Is that cheating?
I mean, if that was the case, I should have been on the Tetris team.
Okay.
Okay, let's just put it that. Oh, to be fair, it was a mystery game, and so. But dude, oh god. Well, okay, I'll just talk about that.
Get it,
dude. The Tetris thing. Dude. Oh god, that was painful to watch. It was physically painful to watch. I've already said it a million times. If all 8 of the people in that exhibition got to play their own screens and they all sent junk to me, I would have destroyed all of them so fast it wasn't even funny. Okay. It was Swiss cheese Tetris. I think some people didn't even finish a line. Like, that's how bad some of these guys were at Tetris. It was appalling. It was so frustrating, dude. So, I mean, everyone in the chat is...
No, I see it.
Dude,
yeah, they're backing you up.
They know, dude. Like, seriously.
Like, I'm not a pro at Tetris, right? I'm not that great, but I also
you can complete a line. Yeah, you could get it. Like, the first two people went up, and they were setting up for Tetrises, and I was like, okay. And then everybody else afterwards, the expectation just kept dropping. It was... oh, man.
Okay.
The gameplay there was, yeah. I think it would have been more fun if they just set me up and destroyed everybody.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, it was kind of sad.
Were you commentating at the time?
Yeah,
So you had to watch and talk about it. And because it's a Goodwill event, you probably didn't want to be a super douche.
I was trying not to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I know MQS was in the chat earlier. He could probably attest that because he was commentating with me. So, you know. And, oh, boy. Yeah, it was something.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
But, yeah. But the tournaments itself, the Street Fighter tournaments were really good. The Last Chance qualifier was won by JB.
Yeah.
So he made it to the Last Chance qualifiers. And what they did was they took the four highest seeded people.
Oh, which were Eli Curry, second place.
Samurai, he came really close. Yeah.
Shout out to Eli, that's great.
So 4 players, the 4 strongest players there that were invited were Gotcha-kun, Big Bird, Punk, and who was the last one?
Phenom?
Phenom.
Or Somniac.
He was Phenom.
Okay.
Phenom. And so what happened was all of them got to do a snake draft on who to put in their pool.
Oh, cool.
So this was the people, they had to pick the people they would fight against. Right? So it started on one side and then came to the other. So they would pick the other 8 people into their pools, and then whoever had the best record, the 2 best people would start on the winner side, and the other one would start on the loser side, right? So then you would have a 12-man bracket with 8 winners, 4 losers.
Okay.
And the best part about that was when it got to Punk, you know, like Punk was the 4th one to pick. He got to do the double pick at the end, you know, in the middle of the snake draft, right? But they got to him, and obviously Mena RD was still up there because Mena RD is super good, right? And Punk's like, I just want to prove I'm the best, so I'm picking Mena RD into my pool. So he just drafted Mena RD, and they're like, so who's the second person you're gonna pick, right? And he was like, I'll let Mena pick. Right? And Mena's like, oh, you want this, huh? All right, we're putting JB in our pool.
Nice.
So their pool was Punk, Mena, and JB.
Nice.
And the funniest thing was we talked to Punk afterwards. He was like, I knew Mena was going to pick JB. That's why I made him pick it, because I wanted that bracket, but I was going to let him do it so that when he loses, it'll be his fault. Like, dude.
He's too smart.
Dude, it was the most ridiculous thing. But JB ended up losing that pool, dude. Okay. Can you imagine that? Like, he started in loser's bracket, and he made it all the way to 4th place, dude.
Oh, dang.
He cooked everybody afterwards. But Punk is just dumb. He's just dumb. Like, it's just, it's not even fair what he's doing right now.
So he won it.
Look at the last 3 players that he beat.
So it was Punk and Gotcha-kun 2nd, Big Bird 3rd, JB 4th. Then
What's in common between those 3 characters, those 3 players?
Rashid.
He beat JB with Chun-Li.
Okay.
Then he beat Big Bird with Cammy.
Okay.
Then he beat Gotcha-kun with Colleen. He never used Karen. He came from loser's side of the bracket. He got sent to losers by Commander Jesse.
Oh, wow.
Because he tried playing Colleen against Commander Jesse, but Commander Jesse seconds Colleen, so I think he kind of knew it. So Commander Jesse sent a loser bracket, but then that just gave Punk the ability to come back and cook everybody with a different character. He never used Karen the whole tournament. He used Akuma against Phenom, and he beat Phenom. And so he used 3 different characters to beat all 3 Rashids. And he just did it just to prove he was the best.
Well, mission accomplished.
He is kind of silly. Although, when we did have him on the couch, I asked him, I was like, if you played Third Strike, do you think you would be the best Third Strike player? And he was like, no. He was like, I hate parries. They're random. So maybe.
Well, ask former best in the country, Justin Wong, what he thinks about parries. That didn't stop him from being the best in the country either.
That's true.
You know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I think the reason, did you ask because I think he'd
Well, I mean, I said some people would say you would be the best in Third Strike.
Because I put that on Facebook.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah.
I think he'd be the best Third Strike player in the country.
I mean, he would be the best MK11 player right now if he really wanted to play MK11 right now. So he's just kind of silly. He's just kind of silly. But I mean, we thought 2 years ago was Year of the Punk, but I really don't think it is. I think this is Year of the Punk right now.
He looks better now.
He's so strong right now, dude. I just don't get it. What's interesting too is we were talking about stuff like that. You know, he would go up against Gachikun because he was just on the couch doing commentary with me and Jeremy a couple of times. And you know, we asked him about Gachikun as a Capcom Cup champion and he was like, I don't win Capcom Cup. He's like, I just don't care as much about it. He's like, the money doesn't mean it. He's like, I want to win Evo. He's like, I want to win Evo. So that's his goal right there. So, well, and that shows you why he was so emotional when he lost to Tokido, right? Yeah. So, but this may be his year to try to get revenge.
Interesting.
Hardest tournament to win, dude. Hardest tournament to win.
Yeah,
2,000 people in there, so.
Definitely right.
Yeah.
That's cool that Somniac made it out also, by the
way.
There was people from 3 different continents at this.
Dude, amazing. Everybody came out here. It was really, really cool. It was really fun to watch. Australia players. And he was telling me about the Waz situation and some of the time, too. He said, like, when he was at the end over there, he's like, it wasn't even MK heads or anything like that. It was literally the entire fighting game community was like, let's get him in there to represent. So all of them. Yeah. And a couple of the Smash players from Australia were from Australia there too as well. Chef, one of the commentators, and Luco, I think his name is, who's a Smash player as well. But yeah, they were all out there, and it was really cool. It was really cool that Goodwill flew out a lot of these guys out to this event. You know, we had Mena RD there and everything like that. It was really kind of cool.
Very cool.
So,
yeah, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. What a cool event. By the way, somebody in the chat earlier said that on Twitter they claimed that they got $20,000 raised.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was afterwards. Maybe once they tallied something else or something like that. I'm not sure. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it was cool. Smash stuff was running all weekend long. There was 2 streams going at the same time.
Oh, votes. Okay, my bad. All right.
Oh, he had 20K votes. Okay. Gotcha. So yeah, but wait, Mike Ross is live on Cross Counter?
What?
That seems kind of weird. Oh, is this the Untitled esports show that's going on right now? Did they get Mike Ross on there? That's funny that we're actually checking other streams on at the same time.
Oh, you gotta watch an ad. Can you believe this?
God. Oh, man, that's funny. Okay. But yeah, it was a cool event. It was a fun event. Long. Me and Vicious worked about like 16 hours of commentary, basically.
Wow,
like
olden school style.
14 hours or something like that. It was pretty crazy, so.
Wow, there's old Mikey R.
Oh, nice. Okay. Wonder how Gutex got a hold of him. Oh, I'll go back and check that out later.
That's cool, yeah, with Slasher chatting. Yeah. That's cool.
That's the show that usually goes on with those two and Zorine. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Okay.
Indeed.
Okay. Then there was also the Come to Papa 3 event, a Smash event that took place in, where was it? Florida, I think it was?
In Orlando,
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay.
Wow, almost 500 people in Ultimate, so this is a pretty legit tournament. MVD won it with Snake. Right, so got second with Duck Hunt. That's cool.
Dude, I was doing that stupid song, but I was like trying to get it all bassy and stuff like that. I actually hurt my voice more doing that than normal commentary, so.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
What's up, Jasmine? All right, well, anything else to say when it comes to events?
Hi, kitty. Oh, what were you saying? I'm sorry. Yes, no, I'm good. I'm good on events. Okay.
Well, do you want to just get to the next event? Yeah, let's just talk about the next
event. Yes, let's just talk about the last few things.
So Rick Fox is leaving Echo Fox amidst claims of racism by a shareholder in Echo Fox.
I mean, I've heard stories about that even before this, I think.
Had you about the Echo Fox specifically?
Well, no, just about the investors. I think that they've said something before. I think someone might have mentioned it to me, so this doesn't surprise me.
Like not news, like you had heard
through the grapevine. Yeah. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if this was just a way out for Rick Fox, to be honest with you, because it's just Echo Fox I don't know what's happening with that group right now.
So I mean, either way, I think that it's legit to be outraged at something like that and to be upset about it. I don't want to devalue that at all. But I also suspect the same thing that you just suggested, that it's like time to get out of esports because...
And again, this is why I think esports is...
But I don't know. It's just speculation.
This is why I don't think esports needs to be...
Thanks, Shoegazer Jimmy, for
the continued 33 months, almost 3 years now for subscription.
True.
But, you know, the whole snake oil thing, esports is snake oil at this point because it's always being oversold and overpromised all the time.
The bummer is that it's not snake oil, it's like an effective medicine. Like it is. It's not something that's entirely invented, but it doesn't cure cancer.
Right.
Maybe it lets you sleep better.
Well,
like it's legit, but it's not.
And also they're doing the thing where they're overcharging for the medication. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like it shouldn't be that much, right?
Yeah.
They're not like my cool uncle who discovered a great cure and they tried to buy it and they wouldn't let him, and he wouldn't sell it to them so he could get it to people's hands for cheap. And they made a movie about it and they replaced my uncle with Harrison Ford.
I know. Yeah, that's a real story.
It's called Extraordinary Measures.
Yeah, that's a true story. Yeah, so he's leaving, the report says, because an investor in Echo Fox was making racist statements to Rick and other people in Echo Fox. And again, that seems like something that you should be outraged about. And you know, shout outs to Rick Fox for standing up. I mean, I don't want to devalue that side at all because that seems like something that is real. Absolutely. And you have to address that.
I mean, we know that it's real because he's the guy who has been on Twitter wearing Sonic Fox's hat and just being like, shout outs to all the furries out there and everything like that. Very inclusive, very nice guy.
Yes.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm not saying that he's using it as an excuse. It's a very legitimate reason to leave, but...
But again, also maybe suspecting that there's more going on sort of financially. Although, again, we just don't really know that. Look, I mean, I hesitate to make too much out of the esports is racist thing out of this one guy. It's not as if this guy saying something racist makes esports racist in general. But it is another sort of dirty laundry on the pile. It's another dirty sock on the pile of the gross things that happen in esports. And there's a lot of stuff that's not that way, but there's way too much of the grossness.
I mean, the thing about it is, I feel like this is very similar to the Netherrealm conversation we're having, is that, look, most of the world is like this, right? I mean, a lot of what we know in the world is...
Look, we're just living in the world. I mean, esports and video games are just in the world.
Right, exactly.
We have the same problems.
Everything, right, exactly. So Netherrealm, it's not like we're specifically calling out Netherrealm terrible work. It's like the whole industry is that way, right? I mean, almost everything, usually when you get up to the top brass, where it's very rich and exclusive, the racism, the kind of elitism, the colonization kind of thing, you know what I mean? The
domestic neocolonialists.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, sure. That's where
Not exactly
usually, yeah, I know, but that's where it happens a lot of the times. And esports is not going to be any different. The people with the money who are rich are going to want to control things the way they are. And in fact, I largely think that's why Sonic Fox even got his account banned for 12 hours, because he already got a message from Twitter that says, this tweet has no problems with it, you're fine. He posted that to people, and then eventually he got banned for that tweet. But I think it was probably just because someone with enough money finally got to Twitter and was like, you need to change this.
Maybe.
Because we have money. And Twitter was like, okay.
Yeah, maybe.
So he was banned for Twitter for 12 hours because of that post that exploded, that everybody got mad at because he basically, called out TERFs. And somehow, I guess people who identify as TERFs are now starting to try to use that as like some
Nobody identifies as TERF.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a nice thing to say.
Yeah, I know, right? That's the thing. So,
But people who nevertheless are in what that term is describing don't like being called it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Anyways. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I mean that's just the thing.
Trans exclusionary radical feminist.
Yes. And that's where a lot of, unfortunately, money talks.
Trans exclusionary is the part that is upset.
Yeah. So, it's Rick Fox leaving.
It's basically transphobia, yes.
I'm basically a big Rick Fox fan. Obviously, he was Laker, part of this awesome team and everything. I love the guy to death, so I wish him the best, and I hope he can find another way to invest this passion that he and his son have for competitive gaming in a way on a team that is that has less of a kind of a upper brass problem or investor problem. So I hope he doesn't quit on it.
I agree.
Let's just put it that way. So,
I agree.
Because like I said, the stuff that he was doing, it might have been named after Rick Fox. He probably named it, but I don't know.
I assume.
Yeah, but what are you going to do at this point in time, right? Yeah. There's PR Balrog who uses another character now, right? So it's like sometimes the name just doesn't stick anymore. So.
Yeah, it's a bummer of a story, but again, this is. Although I don't think that this is like the proof that all of esports is racist, but it is another racist moment in esports, and that happens too often.
Yes,
too often.
Exactly.
So this is a continuing problem.
Someone in the chat, Fanta, says he's not quitting esports; he's quitting that organization. I hope that's true.
The release wasn't like talking about esports.
Right.
In general,
right? Exactly. So I hope so. If he's said so publicly somewhere else, then good. More power to Rick Fox. I still haven't had a chance to meet him yet.
I met him. In a legal context, though, not in like a... Esports legal, I guess. He's startlingly handsome.
Oh, no, he is definitely handsome.
I know you know that, but like in person, his jaw... Dude. You could live in it. It's like a building. Dude. It's so square.
He was married to a former Miss USA, Miss Universe, so Vanessa Williams. So there you go. So that's how it works. So
we've had this exact conversation.
Probably, yeah. It's like the hair is like really nice. It has like that nice kind of grayish butt colored look to it, and he's got the stubble, dude. And
did you say butt colored?
I said the silver butt colored.
Okay.
B-U single T.
Got it. Sure.
God. Oh, man.
That's a weird thing to say. Cool. Well.
Oh, man.
Anything else to say about this?
No.
All right.
Speaking of Sonic.
Okay, sure. What happened with Sonic?
They released the new trailer, and I know this has nothing to do with fighting games. I guess we could claim it does because he's in Smash Brothers.
Sure. But that's the reason we're talking about this.
Jesus.
Do you have the thing loaded up? I thought.
Do you?
No, I don't. Don't
we don't want to blind people's eyes. We don't want to burn people's eyes out.
Sure, everybody has seen it. We're all nerds here. Come on, everybody here has seen the Sonic.
It's funny because
trailer.
We had this conversation on Twitter where I was just like, what? How did anyone greenlight this? Like, how did anybody sit there and they this is what the kids want? And then you're like, it's not even.
It's not kids.
But it's not even. I think you mean more. It's not that they're out of touch adults because these are people who probably grew up with Sonic, right? Like that's your point, right?
People in their mid-40s grew up with Sonic.
Right, and so some of these people are the ones that may have made this decision.
Yeah.
And that makes me even more sad because seriously, you just watched that trailer and you're just like, what have you done? Why would you do this? At what point in time did anybody think that Sonic the Hedgehog should look way more anthropomorphic with small, tiny eyes?
I don't know.
And give him human teeth?
I don't know. The human teeth is a very bizarre choice. But also, just the way that his face works in that one scene where he gets surprised and, first of all, the guy blows a dart at him, and then 30 seconds later, Sonic is dodging 1,000 bullets all at the same time. But a dart got through. Anyway, a dart got through.
It's the reason why Flash is the hardest superhero to realize,
So, anyway, while he's surprised, you can't show surprise on that face. It's in that weird area where it's not Uncanny Valley. It's just a weird art choice where it's not human enough so that you can see the surprise, and it's not cartoony enough where you can see the surprise. It's just a weird middle ground.
Right.
You can't see emotion on it.
I think Kane Blue River stated it best is that Jim Carrey is going to have to carry this movie like Raul Julia did the Street Fighter, dude.
Exact same situation.
Mm-hmm.
Exact same situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they put Gangster's Paradise in the soundtrack.
You know, it's I thought who put this on Twitter? I think it was Huber maybe. He was like, "This is the funniest movie ever. This is a concept. This trailer is a concept you would come up with your friends while you're like stoned
in high school.
You're like stoned and it's 3 a.m. on Discord. and you're just like, all right, guys, what's the dumbest thing you can come up with? And it sounds hilarious.
Right.
But then they made a movie out of it that cost millions of dollars.
Dude, I want people out there to do that thing where they just, you know, like audio dub it with like the actual Sonic music, or just even take something like Dance Dance Revolution, Can't Stop Falling in Love Speed Mix and just put it on there. You know what I mean? Like, just do something. Oh God. But I mean, Jim Carrey is Dr. Eggman, right? So
Eggman?
Dr. Robotnik, sorry, because he was called Eggman one time, right?
Yeah, Eggman. But I've never heard anybody say Eggman.
Trying to make it sound distinguished. You understand? Eggman. I am Dr. Eggman. But
like Irving Spiderman.
Yeah. Now there was a scene in the trailer where he like, I guess he grows more insane and then he looks more like actual Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, his mustache gets wilder.
But like I heard that's like maybe the post-credit scene or something, and that you'll never that doesn't actually happen in the movie.
The Batman. Like,
yeah. Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, there was the bit that I'm thinking of was from The Daily Show, where it was something about how, like, what if Spider-Man was a Jewish character? You'd call him Irving Spiderman, like Goldman.
Oh, man.
Well, anyway, it looks awful. But, yeah, Jim Carrey is a hilarious fella, and he can do good comedy. And if it's in there, it wasn't in the trailer, but maybe there's some good comedy in the rest of the movie. But it wasn't in the trailer.
I hope so. Because so far, oh, God, it just, man. I forgot, what somebody said? Like, maybe Detective Pikachu and Sonic are setting up like the Smash Brothers universe.
The Smash
cinematic universe, you know, maybe they're slowly but surely try to get their way into there.
Wow.
And eventually they'll all be in the same movie and they'll be fighting each other and stuff like that. So instead of the Avengers, it's the Smash or something like that.
So cool.
Yeah. That would actually be pretty crazy.
However, the movie looks terrible. I think personally,
that's the different Pikachu, right? So, and only one person can hear him.
Yeah,
anyway.
To everybody else, he sounds like a regular Pikachu. I think Detective Pikachu looks great,
dude. I mean,
honestly, I'm excited.
Some of the jokes in the trailer even made me laugh too.
Yeah,
so,
I think it looks funny. I think it looks like I surprisingly care about it. I thought I wouldn't, but having seen the trailers, I do.
The funniest part about that whole thing is I never pictured any of the Pokemon as being fuzzy, but I guess they were fuzzy the whole entire time. And
really? And
the funny thing about it is, right after I thought about it, and I was like, what did I think they were? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't sure, but like
smooth?
He's never looked fuzzy before, but then when he was fuzzy, I was like, I guess that's...
I mean, it's just a cartoon show and a video game, so...
like Pikachu, I mean, Jigglypuff was also fuzzy, and I was like... I never really thought that they would be fuzzy, but yeah, it makes sense. Like, I'm trying to think, like, did I think they were like reptiles, or did I think they were like balloons? I mean, like, what could they have? Like human skin? Like, what did I think it was?
That's a good question.
You know, that was the thing, is I never thought about it. But then when I saw,
I guess I could see Jigglypuff being like one of the little kickballs that you can get at Target that cost like $5. You know?
But the red ones that make the
smooth. No, the ones that.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, because
I could see her being one of
the
those.
red balls are the excellent one that everyone still knows how they sound when you kick them.
Yes, I definitely know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that movie looks cool, but apparently Sonic's an alien.
Is he actually an alien? Did they imply that?
Yeah, it was like, I came to your planet's in trouble or something like that.
He's like, I have to save the planet.
It was something like.
But that doesn't necessarily mean he's an alien.
No, I
right?
think he said your planet.
Did he say your planet?
I haven't watched it since I woke up this morning, but I think he said your planet. Because
then I saw your Twitter post about, I guess there's a wiki for non-alien creatures or something.
Here's how this happened. All right, so I Googled, is Sonic an alien? Because I don't know Sonic's story. I don't know, man. I mean, come on. But first of all, no, he's not. Apparently, he's supposed to live in Nebraska. Apparently, that's the lore.
He's a talking hedgehog.
Yeah, but no. Then in doing that, also on the first page, I found the non-alien creatures wiki.
And what's the wiki for? Just to confirm what's an alien and not?
Just anything that's not an alien.
So we could be on there.
We're not creatures, I think is what they would say.
You're not a creature. You can't speak for both of us,
fine.
okay?
Yeah.
Look.
If it's not an alien, it can be on there. I don't know why somebody made that wiki, but it has a lot of entries. It's not just Sonic.
Yeah. Man. This looks awful.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Anyways, okay, let's close out game news here. Let's game news. Samurai Showdown released an Ukyo trailer.
Oh, I saw it.
God, I don't know. I'm still having trouble, like, absorbing and accepting and normalizing the animation in my brain. Like,
it looks good. It looks better now than I thought.
It looks good, but I don't know. I don't know what I wanted out of it. It's like the fuzzy Pikachu thing. I'm not sure. Like, it's just the way that it looks good, but it isn't the way that I would have wanted it to look for some reason. I can't figure out what it is. I can't figure out what it is. I saw PPMD was streaming at some point in time. Yeah. So, yeah. So PPMD, hopefully he's like Kudons, maybe found a new way to use the controller so he doesn't hurt his hands or anything like that.
It was not just physical issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay.
But yeah, I hope that things are good.
Okay. But yeah, no, Ukyo looks cool. I mean, and for everything that's happening with Samurai Shodown 5, it looks like they're doing all the right things. Like, I saw Jubei's counter still, like, in that trailer, I think. No, it was another footage that Jubei's counter still did, like, 40% damage. It was nuts. It was so much damage, and I saw it, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just the damage is still... So it doesn't look like they're trying to sanitize the game.
Yeah.
Like, they're just trying to keep it Samurai Showdown. So if they can, it's good. I mean, how crazy is it that someone actually put out a video recently in Samurai Showdown for Samurai Showdown 5? They're like, look, you can actually combo after jumping attacks. There's a way... Like, this whole time, you've never really been able to combo after jumping. Yeah, it's just you hit it with a jump attack, and the landing is just so much delay that you can't. But there's like a certain window that if you do it like 2 frames before you land in neutral, and then you can finally combo it.
Okay.
But I mean, that's how different Samurai Showdown has always been. And as long as they keep everything like that, because I just don't want to see Samurai Showdown where you hit him and then launch him and then jump in the air and go pa 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 pa, you know, stuff like that. So they can keep the actual heart of the game. I think that would be great.
I thought it was interesting talking with Olaf about it. I don't know that much about the series, right? But Olaf, who's a big fan of it and really looking forward to it, said that he is really happy with everything that he's seen so far.
He's been poring over the footage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that he says that he thinks that they learned good lessons from the previous games, and so he's really hyped for it.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's really great to hear that somebody who does know the series well and is hyped for the series is also hyped for the game.
Yeah.
Because it could be the opposite. You know, it could be something that looked different.
I mean, I'm super hyped for it as well. Like I said, my biggest problem right now is my own personal thing. I just, for some reason, the graphics, I can't make it look good in my head. Like, I recognize that the graphics look good, but I just can't get to that point where it, like, there's some uncanny valleyness to it, even though it's not uncanny valley. But you know that's just an example of when you watch something, you're like, this looks real, but something's weird about it, and you can't quite put your finger on it. That's kind of how my brain is working right now. But also, the Battle for the Grid patch came out today.
Yeah.
Fixed a lot of issues and added a whole story mode to it as well. So, you know, the game that was $20 to grab, they added a whole new patch in there, and I think they fixed a lot of the infinite problems and stuff like that.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's actually really, really, really cool. It's really cool. So, glad that they're continuing working on it. So, I saw Shady K tweet about that. So,
awesome, man.
Dead or Alive 6 also had a patch and added some balance changes to it.
Oh, wow.
And then, interestingly enough, like, they even gave an option for some of the sexier costumes to cover them up a little bit more. So
oh, really?
It seems backwards from what we're used to from Dead or Alive.
Yeah,
but,
not what I would expect.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, like I said, I watched a bit of it at April Annihilation and stuff, trying to... I still should pick it up because it's free, right? So it's free, so you can try it out and stuff like that. I just haven't had a chance to try it out yet because Mortal Kombat came out. And
that's all I'm playing right now. I can tell you that.
That happened, yeah. Exactly. So, but yep, there you go. And then anything else? I know obviously the Smash patch came out. We talked a little bit about that. We talked about the Mario eating the meatballs stage.
Wow, that was so smart. What a genius stage. I've seen a bunch of other really funny ones. There's some great ones out
That's
there.
true. Maybe it's designed for Evo, or streams and stuff like that. It could be.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, or like your parents or something. Yeah, I don't know.
They need to have it so that you can turn it on and off with a flick of a button. So you're sitting there playing, your mom opens the door, you flick the button really quick.
Exactly, yeah. Well, people who play that game do a lot of flicking anyway.
Woo!
Come on, man.
Come on, we're trying to make...
You just gave it to me, all right? You just teed it up.
We're trying to take the game and trying to, talk... Anyway, it's okay.
I don't have anything against it.
Okay, that's all the game news that I have.
Cool. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a good weekend.
I was very tired.
Yeah, for sure.
Very tired. A lot of work.
I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning to see the movie. And
that's right.
I didn't drink any water. I didn't drink any coffee. I thought... I didn't drink, obviously, anything while I was sleeping.
Right.
There's no liquid in me. Perfect time to go see the movie.
Right, yeah.
Had to whiz twice.
Are you serious?
I was so mad at my bladder. How is this possible? But no, I missed 2 parts of it, so I have to go see it again.
I made it through the whole entire thing.
Did you really?
Yeah, not a problem.
Privileged.
Dude, it's because I went to see it on Thursday night, 11 p.m. Oh, it was 10:45, right? Walked into the theater with my phone, plugged the headphones into my phone, put on the headphones, brought headphones, just played music. Showed the guy my ticket while I was listening to music, so I couldn't hear a damn thing.
For sure.
So I couldn't hear a damn thing. And I definitely, look, I get hyped during Marvel movies, okay? So I'll admit, I yell during these movies. And I already said this on Twitter, but I made an amazing Marvel 3 reference. I yelled it out. I don't know if anybody got it, and I'm kind of sad about that. Yeah, so. But I will talk about it.
Yep.
I'll talk about it this weekend. I've told everybody, just give me a week, and then I'll post
specific
about it.
time to
Yeah, with giant spoiler tags anyway. Sure. But I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie a lot. So.
Definitely.
The way that I described it to my brother, spoiler-free, was just that it rewards you very well for having watched all the movies and being a fan of the whole series.
It was good.
It feels like a good conclusion.
I don't want to say anything more because I feel like if you haven't seen the movie, then anything sounds like a spoiler.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's true.
We'll leave it alone. But yeah, it was good. And I played a lot of Mortal. Other than that, and I had some other stuff to do, I guess. But yeah, I played a lot of Mortal.
Yep. No, I was doing it the OC thing and singing Third Strike songs all day.
Oh yeah, I did Kombat Cup commentary on Sunday.
Right. Yeah.
I forgot to talk about that. So that's an online event. It had 375 people signed up for it.
Dang. Okay.
Online.
Okay.
Now some of those were DQ'd because it was a free to enter online tournament.
Okay.
I mean, but still, like most people did play.
Who won?
So it got up to the top 8. Top 8 will be next week.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It was really cool. And some of the people who entered were people you would expect to make top 8. They did not. Honeybee didn't make top 8. I think Hayate didn't make top 8. It was either Hayate or Scar who didn't make top 8. Somebody else Gur didn't make top 8.
Wow, okay.
But some really good players made top 8. Some people who I didn't really know.
Okay.
Very cool to watch.
I will say, weirdly enough...
That's on twitch.tv/Mr. Aquaman. That is MR_Aquaman.
Okay. I will say I did have, only once so far, one of the worst online experiences I've had playing the game. It was crazy.
Okay.
It was just chop.
Oh,
chop,
no.
Chop. And I beat the guy. And I will say this right now, the fact that the person who actually wins cannot quit, I think is a big problem. So ranked is 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
And you don't have the option to quit. You can't do anything if you win. Only the loser has the option to pick things, and he rematched.
Can't you quit during the match?
You can, but it counts as a loss.
Yeah, of
right?
course. Yeah.
So,
well, wouldn't it count as a loss anyway? Even if you quit mid-match? Between games?
I don't think so. It shouldn't.
Because it's a 3 out of 5.
Right. I mean, it shouldn't. Oh, I mean, if you're but if you're up and you quit, you should just win, right? At that point in time, or something, or just quit with or quit with no consequence or something like that.
Maybe that, but you can't get a win because then everybody would win one game and then peace out.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's there for, is to prevent people from doing the one and done, which everybody does everywhere else. But God, if you have a bad connection, like, you should just be able to leave it, right?
It's strange that there was a bad connection that was that bad. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But when the game talks about your streak, It's not talking about games. It's talking about matches won.
When I saw the win-loss record, I was like, how am I at 2-0 when I played like 17 games, it felt like, and it was because they're only counting the sets.
Only the sets.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Oh, man, what a game. All right, well, anything else going on?
Nope, not that I can think of. So.
Check out our YouTube at youtube.com/ultra10tv, where we're putting up a bunch of MK content, as well as, in particular, things to help people get into Mortal Kombat in the first place. Hope that's useful for you. And if you're watching on YouTube, give this a like and give us a subscribe. And also check out twitch.tv/ultra10tv, where we also stream.
Yep, and I also stream on twitch.tv/jchensor as well. So definitely check that out. So
Cool. All right, man. You got
KSP. Oh, really? Is KVO cross stick bug this weekend? Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's play some video games, everybody.
All right.
I want to do it.
Have a good night.
Send me a tweet. I'm in.
Dude, are you going to play LL? Are you going to play Paul?
I'm down to play Paul. Why not?
If you play Paul, make sure you send me a text. I want to watch that.
Sure.
I want to watch that. Because I'm not going to be able to play tonight. I've got to edit videos and stuff.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, no problem.
A lot of things like that. So, okay. Anyways, thanks, guys, for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you have a good week. And if you haven't seen it yet, go watch Avengers. It's very good. All right. And have a good night and peace out. Oh.
You're not going to bird him? Unbelievable. There you go.